Tuskegee fans, get ready. The hard-hitting action of Golden Tigers football is back as the winningest HBCU football program in the nation. All eyes are on the Golden Tigers in the 2024 football season with over a nation-leading 714 wins. 12 HBCU national championships, and 28 SIAC titles. The Golden Tigers are set to add another trophy to the crowded Tuskegee mantle with a championship run this season. As they do so, the Golden Tigers Sports Network is ready to bring you all the action from the gridiron, from every play to every touchdown. GTSN will be there with all of the excitement of Tuskegee football, and our coverage begins right now. Let's go inside the stadium. Here with the call, GTSN's Charles Ward, Mark Lassiter, and Double S, Simone Stanley.
There could not have been a more perfect day for the 85th annual Tuskegee Morehouse Classic to return to Columbus, Georgia. And it's here on this Saturday afternoon as both teams are here at A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium getting set for football action. Glad you could join us on the Golden Tiger Sports Network. Charles Ward alongside Mark Lassiter. Dylan Matthews joins us momentarily. Mark, they call it the granddaddy of them all. This is the oldest continual classic for HBCUs, and it features the Golden Tigers and the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College. What's at stake this afternoon?
What's at stake is two teams trying to get their season on the right track. And as you know, every game needs some theme music.
Indeed.
And the theme music for today, let's go old school with Kenny Lattimore's Let's Straighten It Out. Tuskegee last week coming up, a big win against Edward Waters. Morehouse is still trying to get their season on track. So these are two teams in the SIAC that hope to make this a pivotal afternoon.
As we are inside the Booster Displays pregame show, we talk about these teams. You referenced that big win for Tuskegee last weekend against the Tigers of Edward Waters. Seemed to finally get the rhythm right on both sides of the football and come away with that win.
The thing about the Golden Tigers this season, Charles, they've been a second-half team. We saw that at Grambling, where the defense came up with a tremendous effort down in Louisiana, and last week as well at Edward Waters in Jacksonville. Tuskegee's offense, after the second half, just dominated that ball game, and their quarterback really seemed to settle into the rhythm of play. The transfer quarterback, Beal, for the first time this season, got into a groove.
Indeed, he did. And the running game for Tuskegee, instrumental in that win as well.
Well, we saw some new faces in that second half, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Tuskegee going with multiple options at running back.
Desmond Leverett, Chase Sellers back in there running the football as well, in addition to Johnny Mars. So getting what they wanted in terms of that multiple approach in terms of the running game. And as you referenced, Bill with a solid job at quarterback. And not much more to add to that Golden Tiger defense, always stellar.
Always stellar, keyed by their linebackers and defensive backs.
So match is set between the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee and the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College. You're live in the Booster Displays pregame show. We'll take a break here, and then you'll hear from sideline reporter Dylan Matthews after the timeout. This is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
For corporate partners, Alabama Power, Alabama Department of Public Health, Booster Digital Display, The Home Depot, TNT Fireworks, Vibes Restaurant and Lounge, Wind Creek Casino and Hotel, and Zuby's Taco Kitchen. Their support enhances the educational and athletic experiences of all Tuskegee student athletes.
hold on. I'm going to call you.
Back live in the Booster Digital Displays pregame show here at A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium, getting set for the start of the 85th annual Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. And down at field level, sideline reporter Dylan Matthews to get us set from field level. Dylan.
Charles Stadium, as we are just a few minutes away from getting started here with the 85th, technically 88th, we talked about that earlier, but 85th for historic standpoints of the Tuskegee Morehouse. And I want y'all to know this. I thought this was very important and very telling to what kind of football game we're going to get today. I think it's going to get down and dirty in the trenches. I was watching the offensive line and defensive lines going at it earlier, and after the drill, both trenches came together as an entire unit, and they said, it's on us today. It's on us, knowing that Tuskegee had a lot of success running the football last week. Mark, you and I were talking about this off air earlier today before the broadcast started, how well Tuskegee was doing ever since they made that change at center. So they know that they have a little momentum coming into today's game, and the defensive line knows they want to get after Morehouse early and often. So the trenches know it's on them, and they are ready to get it going. It was a very physical warm-up for the offensive and defensive lines. They were going at it. The coaches even had to tell them a couple times, ho, save it for the game. So the trenches are ready to go, and I think it's going to be a battle down in the trenches today. Charles and Mark, back to you.
Well, you're down in the trenches for us, down at field level. Nice conditions here in Columbus today. Weather just partly cloudy, but scheduled to be in the mid-80s, so great day for football. As the Golden Tigers come into this contest against Morehouse, this is the 114th meeting between these teams, Mark, and as we get set to pay more attention to this ball game just a few minutes away from kickoff, let's go into our Wind Creek Casino Montgomery keys to the game.
It's not that complicated. Football is a very simple game. Run the ball, stop the run. Last week against Benedict, Morehouse lost 21-5. Benedict held the house to a negative 28 yards rushing. Okay, let's stop right there. Tuskegee's defense, on the other hand, allowed only 130 total yards in the second half and had 2 interceptions against Edward Waters. So you put that together. Tuskegee held Edward Waters' leading rusher, Greg Mango, to just 25 yards after the second quarter run that he had. So the formula for this game, Charles, is very simple. Let's break it down to one key. If Morehouse cannot run the ball against Tuskegee, it's going to be a long afternoon for the Maroon Tigers.
Yeah, minus 28 last weekend. That's a big gap to close for them. Tuskegee certainly does not want that gap to open this afternoon here at A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium. Golden Tigers getting set to meet the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College. Tuskegee in this series that dates back 114 years. They lead at 76-30-7 overall. Tuskegee won it last year with a good second half effort in the ball game in Montgomery to win it. As we come back now to Columbus, Georgia here after the 3-year hiatus, Tuskegee looking to pick up where it left off last season with the win. But for the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College, you talked about that kind of lethargic running game that they have. They depend a lot on their quarterback, Miles Scott, for some offensive punch. But Scott was injured last weekend, and he's back for duty this afternoon for them.
What's interesting about Morehouse, Charles, their receivers are very young. They're starting 2 freshmen and a sophomore at their receiving corps. So the passing game has really had a difficult time getting on track. You talk about Miles Scott not only being an effective passer, but he's their leading rusher, 28 carries for 107 yards. He throws for 51%. It'll be interesting to see how they fill that statistical production this afternoon.
And we're talking about receiving corps, certainly for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. This corps has really come into its own, led by Reggie Bregman. Bregman with a good ball game last weekend with 4 catches for 78 yards. But Bregman, Beckford, Garman, and Stith, they are really coming into their own in terms of finding the routes that they really like, and that's allowing Bill to kind of push that football down the field for Tuskegee.
And on the other side of the ball for Tuskegee, I'm going to mention 3 names: Noah Hilton, Malik Moore, and Russie Grimes. Those are players that have really been impactful this season. Russie Grimes, last week, we called his name several times in Jacksonville, just making big play after big play at defensive back.
Indeed. Got a couple of interceptions last weekend with Noah Hilton getting one, and then Michael King getting his first pick of the season as well. Just a couple of minutes here before the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee kick it off against the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College. We're live at the 85th annual Tuskegee Morehouse Classic, and we're live from A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium in Columbus, Georgia. Take a final break here in the Booster Displays pregame show, and back for football action after this on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Hello, I'm Dr. Mark Brown, class of 1986, president of Tuskegee University, and this is the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Hey, are you fixing the power?
Yep, I'm gonna get the lights back on.
Yeah, my power went out and I have to start level 14 all over again in our game. Yeah, why didn't mine go out?
Well, we have this technology that can stop an outage in its tracks.
Why?
So less people will be affected during the outage.
Why?
So you can make the level 15?
Come on, Brian. Let's go to your house and keep playing.
Good luck, guys.
Back live here at A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium just before kickoff. Dylan Matthews down with head coach Aaron James.
Coach, appreciate the time right here before kickoff. Obviously, 85th, technically 88th Classic of the Tuskegee Morehouse game. And I know it's a big one, coming off a big win, too. What's the key to making it 2 in a row today, Coach?
We just got to play our style. We just got to humble in and just have the second half come out the first half this week. So second half was big for us. We just got to come out and play the first half in all 4 quarters.
Coach, good luck today. Thank you. Charles and Mark, back to you.
Thank you, Dylan. Thanks, head coach Aaron James. Made the call exactly what they got to do.
That's a key point. It's not really complicated for Tuskegee on offense. Come out, get off to a good start. Not wait till the second half to find that rhythm.
Officials for this afternoon's ball game, they're all gathered at midfield. It'll be referee Lou Strahan. Umpire today is Jimmy Granville. Center judge is Chris Suarez. Head judge is Alfred Arnold. Line judge is Cedric McKeithen. Field judge Herman Lewis. Back judge is Woody Paramore. And the side judge is Taylor Roberts. So that's the crew that's in charge of this 85th annual.
Another player to watch for Tuskegee, Charles. We saw big center, number 66, LeBron Merriweather, substituted in at that position for the first time this season, replacing Amir Graham, who he outweighs by about 40 pounds. Tuskegee had some difficulty running down the middle of the field early in the season, but Merriweather was really solid against Edward Waters, keyed that offense. You put him next to Stinton, that offensive line can do work.
Absolutely correct. Just going to try to share the love around that offensive line because all of them had a big part in that win last weekend. You can talk about Merriweather moving to center, but also Brandon Arrington playing at that right guard position helped out significantly as well. So toss has been conducted here at midfield with just a couple seconds away here for the return of the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic to Columbus, Georgia. Nice crowd on hand here. And of course, the tailgate area always booming at McClung when the Classic comes to town.
You put Morehouse's program in context, Charles. They've had back-to-back 1-9 seasons. They're 1-4 this season, but they're also talking about moving up to Division I. But I would give Morehouse some very simple advice. You've got to crawl before you can walk, and you've got to walk before you run.
Hey, that plays right into your theme about straightening it out. You got to really straighten things out before you make a consideration about jumping like that.
Morehouse defeated Kentucky State 31-28 for their only victory this season.
Well, the Tigers, of course, after that win last weekend against the Tigers of Edward Waters with his first win of the season. And looking to add on more here now. Right now, 1-1 in the SIAC. Maroon Tigers come in at 1-2. And the way standings are at the SIAC, you got Clark Atlanta up at number 1 with 4 wins and 1 draw, and everybody else bunched in at 2-2. Then you get that next level, which includes Tuskegee with teams with 1 conference win, getting set as we're getting closer and closer to the end of the season. And remember, this year it's not division; it's number 1 versus number 2. And take a look at more of Tuskegee's schedule later in this ball game. If we talk about an opportunity to get right back into things, Tuskegee probably with one of the better schedules to be able to do that. Golden Tigers will be kicking things off to get us going here in the 85th annual Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. Back deep for the Maroon Tigers, it'll be Jonathan Porter, the junior, stands near the 5. And for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee, it'll be Larkin Ryan set to kick it for Tuskegee. Tuskegee dressed in the gray pants and jerseys, numerals in crimson, outlined in gold. And the crimson helmets. Morehouse, black pants, white jerseys, black numerals, black helmets. they go left to right in this first quarter of play. And we are just about set to get underway here from Columbus. And Ryan's got us going with a deep kick. Backpedaling and over the head of Porter into the end zone. So Morehouse will come out from the line of scrimmage.
If there's something else to watch on this game, Charles, field position, both teams not known for their punting ability. We were looking at the punters during pregame. Neither was having much success getting balls more than 40 yards downfield, so field position could play early.
Take a look at the TNT Fireworks starting lineups. We'll begin with the Golden Tigers defensively. It'll be Messiah Wells, Terrence Mays, Gerald Colbreth, and Anthony Scott up front for the Golden Tigers. At the corners, Michael King, Deacon Jones Trophy Watch player for the Golden Tigers. First team All-SIAC Defensive Player of the Year, joined by Tyler Smith at the other corners. At the linebacking core, Malik Moore, first team All-SIAC Charles Davis Jr., and Noah Houghton at the other linebacking spot. And it'll be Rossi Grimes and Cameron Reynolds, the men in the deep secondary for Tuskegee, and the TNT Fireworks starting lineup for the Golden Tigers. First play from scrimmage. And on the move now is Miles, the quarterback for Morehouse. Flares it upfield and slings it out of bounds, trying to get it to tight end, who was cutting off his route just in front of the Morehouse bench. And the first pass of the football game goes incomplete.
And the first pressure of the football game provided by William Johnson of Tuskegee, number 95, who got in from the right side, forced the quarterback to throw the ball a little bit early.
Scott, 6 feet, 172 pounds, coming in at 52 out of 102, has 3 interceptions on the season for Morehouse. Talking to the sports information director at Morehouse, and indicated that one of the things that's a little bit concerned about Scott tends to hold that football a little bit long sometimes and missing some receivers. And we'll see how much the Golden Tigers put that pressure on him to force him in that type situation.
1-4-5-2-2. Thank you.
So incomplete pass makes it 2nd down and 10. Morehouse from their own 25-yard line. Football in the middle of the football field. Scott lines up in the pistol. He'll take the snap. Pressure at the corners. Pocket collapse, and he has to dump it early. Dumped it down at the feet of an intended receiver near the 27-yard line, but the pressure tremendous by the Golden Tigers defensively.
Derek Bing Jr. of Morehouse was trying to get that extra block, but just too much pressure inside by Tuskegee. Outmanned, and they get the early forced incompletion, but that was really close to being a sack.
The 3rd and 10 for Morehouse now after that incomplete pass. Reference, they only had minus 28 yards. I guess that's no yards in the negative way last weekend. Tuskegee.
Tuskegee's got to be thinking pass all the way here.
Absolutely. Good point. He's trying to get out. You're right. 3rd down, clear passing situation here. Scott with the football, loops it upfield, got a man, but the intended receiver turned his route to the inside, and Scott threw it to the outside.
Trying to get his
bring up 4th.
Big tight end Noah Rhodes, who was breaking open right about the 45-yard line of Tuskegee. Ball just thrown. It seemed like miscommunication. Ball was thrown to the outside. He's breaking to the inside.
So the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College go quickly 3 and out on their first possession. And now Sevi Sparrow, the second, will come on to punt the football away. There's one bright spot for the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College. It's Sparrow. He's 2nd team All-SIAC. And right now averaging 38 yards per punt for the Maroon Tigers. He'll get this one up, trying to turn it over. Fair catch called for. That's Stith squeezing it at the 39-yard line, and that's where the Tuskegee offense will take its first crack at it here in the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. Take a look at the TNT Fireworks starting lineup for the Golden Tigers offensively. Johnny Gilbert lines up at tight end. Terrence Jordan, Sean Stiffen, Ron Merriweather moved over to the center, joined by Brandon Arrington at that right guard, and Elliot Howell, the right tackle for Tuskegee. It'll be the quarterback, Raekwon Beal, getting the start for Tuskegee, joined in the backfield. Johnny Morris starting there. The wideouts, Quavon Beckford, Rodriguez McGee, a scratch this afternoon. Brickman, the other, will identify the third once they line up. Tuskegee going left to right the first quarter. No score, their first possession of the football game. 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen for Bill. He'll take the snap. Ball fake now out in the flats to Stith. Stith with the catch at the corner. Steps out of bounds near the 45-yard line on a good first down play there for the Maroon Tigers.
Starting with that big drive coming out of the locker room against Edward Waters, Bill seemed to get a lot more comfortable with the offense of Tuskegee in the second half. Nice completion on the first play.
Got it comfortable early on. Pick up a 5, 2nd and 5. Ball fake again. Same play again. Stith with the catch, this time tighter coverage there at the corner. by Donovan Jr., and he knocks Stith out of bounds. And Justin may have gotten a yard, not much more on that catch.
When you watch Beal during pregame, Charles, he spends a lot of time throwing off a 2 or 3 step drop, quick release, and on the first 2 plays of this game, showing a very simplified version of that passing game.
They're down and 4 now for the Golden Tigers from their own 46-yard line. Can move the chains to get it to the 40 now. 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Now they tighten Gilbert up inside the line. On the ground, Morris got it left side, steps to the second wave of the defense. Good second effort there by Johnny, maybe a half step shy of the first down marker. But that hole was closed, and he found something left side anyway.
Tuskegee, as you know, for those listening for the first time, gets to the line of scrimmage. They do not huddle. They go to the line of scrimmage directly from the play. They look to the sidelines for the play call. Beal looking to the sidelines now. Tuskegee's ready to go.
Indeed, they line up on a 4th and 1 on their side of the football field. Maybe an early gut check here for that Maroon Tiger defense. Tuskegee showing they're going to go for it. I'm sure they're going to try to get them on a delay count if they can. They go on to play instead. They give it to Morris. Morris, second effort, gets to the second wave of the defense. Turns the corner left side, 1 man to beat. Johnny stretching towards the 20, finally shoved out of bounds. They just went right at him and knocked him in the mouth on that play.
Nothing fancy. Tuskegee is a left-handed running team. That time, Morris, as we saw last week against EWU, found space, picked up a huge chunk of yardage on 3rd down.
You could just sense the confidence of that offensive line for Tuskegee up front on the left side. They commanded that play.
And we talked about the tempo that Tuskegee plays with when they run the football, gets the plays in quickly from the sidelines.
They're ready to go again. 1st and 10 of Vibes Restaurant. First down at the 25-yard line of the Maroon Tigers. First possession of the football game for Tuskegee. This time, Bill sets under center with splits either side. Extended eye behind him. Ball fake. Bill looking. Got a man near the corner of the end zone. Catch is made and out of bounds. Just trying to get it down there. That's Bregman down there in that corner trying to corral that football. Not able to pull it in on the playing surface. Not as Garmin on that play.
But here's the thought, Charles. You got to notice that Bill, the transfer student in his 5th game for Tuskegee, is looking a lot more comfortable in the offense. That time on the ball fake play action play, threw an accurate ball to the corner of the end zone. Receiver was out by about a yard, but that's a great throw.
Redshirt freshman Gabriel Garmin trying to pull that football in for Tuskegee. Just off the surface. 2nd and 10 from the 25. 4 up front for Morehouse. Snap the Bill on the ground. He'll try right side this time. Morris, not much space over there. Got it down near the 23.
This will be the first 3rd and long call for the Tuskegee Golden Tigers. Be curious to see what Beal has in store. He's coming into the game with about a 50% completion rate.
Ron Taylor coming out on the football field for Tuskegee with knee injured. So Taylor in the lineup as a wide out. He'll line up in the slot top of the screen and the slot at the bottom with Brigman and Stith. So 3rd and 8 for Tuskegee from the 23 of Morehouse. Snap the Bill. He handles. Here comes pressure. Fires it out in the flats. High catch made there by Stith at the sideline to pull that football in. They mark him out just a little bit shy of that first down marker. They're going to actually put him out near. Like they're saying that pass was not caught, but they're going to remark it right there at the line of scrimmage. Not sure about that one, not unless he was out of bounds on the catch. Sideline is real tight here below us at our vantage point in the broadcast booth. I thought he was on the playing surface.
During pregame, Tuskegee place kicker was hitting from 50 out. That's without pressure. This kick is going to come from 40 yards out.
This is Larkin Ryans. Ryans has hit from 47 on the season. He's 5 of 8 field goal kicking. Snap is good. Kick by Ryans. Plenty of leg on that one. Did he knock it through? Yeah, he's on target for the Golden Tigers. Easily done there by Larkin Ryans. And Tuskegee answers first here in the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. They lead it 3-0 after the field goal. Step out for our first time out here on the Golden Tigers.
love the lake. It's like one of the few places I can just let go and be myself. I really love it here.
Hey Tuskegee fans, I'm Reginald Ruffin, Director of Athletics, and you are listening to the Golden Tiger Sports Network. Go to you.
Kicking with the wind on that one.
And we are back live here at A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium in Columbus, Georgia. 85th Annual Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. Glad you could join us for our coverage on the Golden Tiger Sports Network. Charles Ward, Mark Lasser with the play call. Dylan Matthews down at sideline. Tuskegee with a 40-yard field goal by Larkin Robbins. Score first. They lead it 3-0.
And that's the key point. Tuskegee doing something they haven't done a lot this season, Charles. That is playing with a lead. So in this first half, with the early points, we'll be curious to see how they come out on defense, where they really ramp up the pressure on this Morehouse offense that has had a hard time running the football.
Indeed. They didn't even try a running play in that first possession. We'll see if that defense continues to kind of force them now trailing if they rely on that passing game.
But you know I don't like numbers. We're not going to go back to the numbers they had rushing, but let's just say they were in the negative column last week.
Yeah, had a real tough performance in that loss last weekend. Dylan's down that sideline. We'll get to him right after this kickoff as Ryans gets set to kick it away now for Tuskegee. And this one sailing back toward the end zone. Coming out of there this time, it's going to be Porter on the return. Porter works it left side, slam to the ground near the 16-yard line. Good open field tackle there on the kickoff. So Tuskegee with good special teams coverage there. They'll pin the Maroon Tigers. They'll mark it down near the 16 to start this drive.
Let's go ahead and give credit to Chase Sellers, first man down, a running back out of Lawrenceville, Georgia, 5'9", 180 on special teams coverage for Tuskegee.
So Maroon Tigers will start their second possession of the football game. Tuskegee on the 40-yard field goal leads at 3-0. Winningest HBCU football program in the country, got its 715th last weekend. The Maroon Tigers keep it on the ground. Howard there, right side.
Credit the pressure from Laquan Kimber of Tuskegee, a name we've called frequently this season. Kimber came in from the left side, got into the backfield of Morehouse, slowing that play down before they had a chance to get started.
It was a redshirt freshman, Thane Martin, on that carry for the Maroon Tigers. Got about a half a yard on the play. As Morehouse comes back to the line of scrimmage. We're down to 10:29 left, first quarter of play, 3-0 lead for the Golden Tigers. Snap, Scott, here comes pressure. He feels it, steps up the middle. It's got some running room now, slides down near the 30-yard line, and that's enough for a Morehouse first down. Our Dylan Matthews down at sideline. Dylan.
Charles Martin on Bill. We're coming off the field. I heard tell Bill sideline. Obviously, he caught that post, but it was out of. He was talking to his wife. He was up a little bit, say, "Hey, make sure you give yourself." It was a good giving yourself space when you come back over towards the out of bounds marker, and you got to give yourself enough space to come in and haul that ball. So look to see if that's something they go back to, whether it be the next possession or later on in the game, because now and be able to hit on that again at some point down the line. Charles and Mark, back to you.
On that carry, Thane Martin for the Maroon Tigers got it up near the 30-yard line, but it's slow chugging for the Maroon Tigers on the inside.
Only about 1 yard for Martin as Tuskegee's defense loaded up inside. On the previous play, Charles, I was surprised by how deeply the linebackers dropped on that quarterback scramble by Morehouse.
Scott will line up in the pistol. Quick pitch out in the flats there. Got a man there on the catch. Good second effort after the catch by the tight end, Morris Vinny. And Vinny runs it up to the 39-yard line, and that's good enough. Well, they got him out of bounds just before the marker at the 37-yard line. So it's going to bring up a third down now for Morehouse. On the catch by Vinny. Vinny, 2 receptions last week and 7 overall on the season for the tight end, the freshman. His first reception of this Morehouse Tuskegee Classic. Third down effort now for Morehouse. Keep it on the ground. Banging ahead is Thames. Martin, right side, and Martin passed the sticks up to the 41-yard line. So that offensive push for Morehouse results in a first down.
Nothing fancy. Martin covered up with both hands over left tackle, put his shoulder pads north-south, and picked up 2 yards for that first down.
Martin, 10 carries, really only had 7 yards as a result coming into today's ballgame. Good strong run there by him to keep that football for Morehouse as we go down to 8 minutes left in this first quarter of play. 3-0 lead for the Golden Tigers. On the ground they go again. This time in the hole and knocked right back out of there. Good surge by Tuskegee up front.
On that last formation, Charles, Morehouse lined up with only one player to the slot left, no wide receivers, everything packed in tight. Seemed to be trying to find out a way that they can solve their running game by just loading up the front wall.
Got about 2 on that play. 2nd down and 8. From their own 42.5-yard line. Football at the right hash mark for the Maroon Tigers as they go right to left. It's first quarter from the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. 3-0 lead for Tuskegee. Scott on the 2nd and 8. He'll take the snap. Short drop out in the flats. Catch made out of at the corner and out of bounds. It was Brogan Quarter, the junior. That's their favorite target. Quarter with the catch. Not able to turn after the grab. Straight out of bounds. That'll bring up 2nd down, or 3rd down, and about 5 now for Morehouse.
Key play to watch for Morehouse, Charles, is going to be Jeremiah Johnson. Their big center, 6'1", 290. He doesn't participate in the huddle. He's about 5 yards in front of the huddle as the play is being called. He's the first man to the ball at the line of scrimmage, beat number 60.
Quarter with that catch. He had 5 in last weekend's ball game for Morehouse. His first here this afternoon. That's 17 coming into today's play. Under center. Nobody fooled on that one. And they'll get the sack on Scott way back at the 36-yard line. Not sure if that was a busted play or not, Mark, but Scott was there all alone in the backfield.
Also, one of Tuskegee's signature plays on defense, a corner blitz. They brought 2 players from both corners. Morehouse didn't have anyone open, picks up the sack.
Defensive coordinator Ken Watson, we talked to him a couple of weekends on the Aaron James show, and he said that's what they want to be known for, a very aggressive defense, and then attacking at the point that they get a chance. So it'll bring up 4th down now for Morehouse. And Sparrow, the second, will come on to punt it away. They go a direct snap on this one straight ahead. And Morehouse was ready for it. Tuskegee was ready for that trick play by Morehouse. And they were able to pull down the tight end, Vinny. And Vinny up to the 42-yard line. So the Golden Tigers are going to have excellent field position here with the fake by Tuskegee.
Vinny's a load at 6'4", 225. Morehouse being very daring from their end of the field on that possession. Unfortunately, for the Maroon Tigers, Tuskegee takes over in Morehouse territory at about the 43-yard line.
Yeah, not real sure what kind of statement that makes for Morehouse to go that early in the ball game.
I don't know if it's a statement of more of one of desperation.
Sure, absolutely. So after the 40-yard field goal by Ryans on the last possession, Tuskegee now at the 48-yard line for Morehouse.
Especially, Charles, at this point in the game, we're midway, a little bit past the first quarter, 5:41 remaining, and that's a daring play to call.
So second possession of the football game now for Morehouse, for the Golden Tigers at the Morehouse 48. And they throw a throwback on the other side of the field, but going down to one knee on the catch, and they're going to lose yardage back to midfield on that.
Tuskegee coming very creative with the wide receiver making the catch and trying to throw back to the far sideline. Nothing doing, though. Loses yards, bringing up a 2nd and long for Tuskegee.
So that'll push him back to midfield. After that little misdirection by Tuskegee. So Beal now, 2nd down from midfield. We're at 5:06 remaining in the first quarter. On the ground, Morris got a big hole left side. He'll make it to the second wave of that defense. Bump there near the 40. Refuses to go down there. Football may have come loose there near the 42-yard line. They'll impale it far side of the field. But the run by Morris got a lot of that yardage back on that play. It looks like the Golden Tigers will retain the football.
One of the last players, Charles, off that last play on the far side of the field, Sean Stitt, number 66, was leading that play. Brings up a 3rd and long for Tuskegee.
So he got it up to the 42, and that'll make it 3rd and 9 now for the Golden Tigers. Got this football on the Maroon Tiger end of the field after a trick play on the punt. Haven't been able to move it. Let's see what they do on the 3rd down here. Bill with the snap. Here's some pressure. He feels that, slides to his left, shoots it upfield, way beyond any intended receiver, and incomplete. They had pressure from the corners, Morehouse did, and Bill had to unload it. So they'll bring on Larkin Ryans here. Question's going to be, will they try a field goal here, or is he going to punt it?
Now, he was hitting it well in the pregame warm-ups. He wasn't hitting it that well. He's going to line up and receive this long snap from about his 42-yard line.
So he will kick it away, and back on the other end of the football field, it'll be Jonathan Porter, the junior, to receive Ryan's punt. Larkin. He and Jake Aller kind of split the punting duties. Larkin only on the 27 yards per punt average, but got this one airborne and floated this one nicely. It'll bounce near the 10. Tuskegee right down there near the 1-yard line to cover it. You couldn't text that up any more than the way that one happened. Ryans with a floating kick away from the return man, bounced it at the 10 and covered down at the 1.
A minor skirmish at about the 35-yard line. Both special teams getting a little tangled up, but give credit to the coverage team for Tuskegee, Charles, for covering that last punt inside the 5-yard line.
Timeout on the field. We'll take a break here on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
You hear me real hot? Mine is real hot in my ear. Okay. Can you turn mine down in my head?
Hey, are you fixing the power?
Yep, I'm gonna get the lights back on.
Yeah, my power went out and I have to start level 14 all over again in our game. Yeah, why didn't mine go out?
Well, we have this technology that can stop an outage in its tracks.
Why?
So less people will be affected during the outage.
Why?
So you can make the level 15?
Come on, Brian. Let's go to your house and keep playing.
Good luck, guys.
I'm Rolandus Rice, Chief Operating Officer and the Vice President for Student Affairs at Tuskegee University, and this is the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Back bounced initially at the line of scrimmage. They start surging him sideways and toward the sideline. It was Jaden Jones on the carry for the Maroon Tigers, but Jones got sprung toward the sideline. May have gotten a half yard, not much more.
Once again, Tuskegee bringing pressure from the right side. First player at the point of attack was Kimber once again. Got into the Morehouse backfield really quickly.
Mark him up at the 3-yard line. That's a positive gain there for Morehouse. After the runner bounced right at the line of scrimmage, Tuskegee almost close to getting that safety on that play. Second down now, and 9 for the Maroon Tigers. Scott on the ground. They go to the same runner right side as Jones looking for space. Jake Jones slides up near the 5-yard line for the Maroon Tigers.
Scott was trying to run behind Joshua Haynes of Morehouse, big offensive lineman, 272 pounds, is darting to the right side. Not much doing, though, as Tuskegee is thinking run all the way.
So football now at the 6. And it'll be 3rd down and 6 showing here on the scoreboard at A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium. That's a full 6 for sure. Scott will line up in a pistol, and Jones joins him in the backfield. Slots either side. And the snap to Scott. He'll take a drop in the end zone. Fires across the middle. Floated it there. Got a man behind the coverage. Good catch there by Donovan Logan, the sophomore, with a catch across the middle. And that's enough for the Morehouse first down up near the 26-yard line.
That was a very accurate throw by Scott. You described that as floating it down the middle. That was more like a dart. Give him credit for making that completion for the first down.
So the football at the 26 now. 1st and 10 for Morehouse. A minute 41 remains, first period. 3-0 lead here in the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. We're live from Columbus, Georgia. Scott with the snap. Pass out the flats. That one going to go incomplete, trying to get it there in the hands of the wideout, Noah Rhodes, the freshman. And that pass thrown a bit behind Rhodes to bring up that second down now for Morehouse.
Scott's passing technique is a bit of a three-quarter sidearm. The ball doesn't come out with the point straight at the receiver. It comes out almost like a bit of a slider motion.
So that one goes incomplete. That'll make it 2nd and 10. 40-yard field goal by Larkin Ryan's the difference in this football game thus far. As we come near the end, about a minute 30 left in this first period. Keeper by Scott. Nice step there. And Tuskegee able to wrap him up, though, near the line of scrimmage. So that'll make it 3rd down and 9 now. And football still at the 26-yard line. 64 seconds remains first period. And they'll line it up there with Scott showing shotgun. Slot is at the top of the screen. Tuskegee putting 4 in the box up front. Snap to Scott. Pressure at the corners. Now he unloads another floater with this one downfield, trying to get it to Logan again. But this one tossed into the Tuskegee sideline. Logan took a shot after the pass. He's up and okay. But now that'll bring up 4th and bring on the punting for the Maroon Tigers.
You could see one of the offensive linemen for Morehouse. He wanted roughing the passer on that last throw as Tuskegee once again gets pressure in, got in on the quarterback, but as it stands, Morehouse will be punting once again.
So Sproul punted away. Stith will stand near the 37-yard line to receive the kick from Sproul. High snap. Sproul able to get it down and the loft. A nice punt there. Stith calling for the fair catch. Back pedals near the 31 and squeezes it there for Tuskegee. So good punt there by Sproul for the Maroon Tigers. Second team all-conference punter for Morehouse. And 34 seconds remains in this first half of play. And a timeout on the field. We'll step out for a break as well on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Staying up to date on all recommended vaccines is one of the safest preventative care measures available to protect you and your family from disease. Many children and adults that delayed vaccination during the pandemic are still behind schedule. It is crucial that we take steps to get everyone back on track with their routine immunizations. Tuskegee fans, let's all do our part to get back on track. Protect yourself and others by making sure you are up to date on all recommended vaccines, including respiratory virus vaccines. Don't wait. Vaccinate. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM. fast. Come enjoy great food, drinks, and an inside look at all the action from the gridiron. Be part of the conversation and show your support for our Golden Tigers.
I love the lake. It's like one of the few places I can just let go and be myself. I really love it here.
Second quarter we go now. Golden Tigers with the football to start the second quarter of play, leading at 3-0. They run it behind that left side of the offense. Again, good result there. About 6 on that carry to start the second quarter. Or just about 20 seconds left in the first quarter here. They did take that time out before we got into the second quarter of action. So Tuskegee with a second and about 6 now with just about 10 seconds remaining in this first quarter of play. They go quickly. They try to get a play off before the quarter expires. They do. They keep it on the ground. This is Leverett working left side, and Desmond works his way up near midfield. And that's a Vibes Restaurant first down for the Golden Tigers as we come to the end of the first quarter. And that's a good push there for Tuskegee to end the first quarter. Let's go downfield level now. Dylan Matthews. Dylan.
Coach, stop the run, quarterbacks. One first down that we saw, they did a they stopped the second. Saw as quarterback. Field.
Had a little technical difficulties hearing Dylan down there as we go into the second quarter. Tuskegee with a 3-0 lead. Timeout on the field. Let's take a break here on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Aaron James, head coach at the Tuskegee University. Thank you for listening to the Golden Tiger Sports Network. Go TU.
Fans, mark your calendars for a monumental event. Tuskegee University will celebrate the 100th homecoming this year on November 9th, 2024. Join us on Saturday inside Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium as the Golden Tigers take on the Miles Golden Bears with kickoff set for a 1 p.m. start time. Be sure to come out early, wear your crimson and gold, and help us make this homecoming one for the history books.
Back live here inside A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium. We are getting set for second quarter action here from the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. Golden Tigers on that first possession capped it off with a 40-yard field goal mark. That's been all the scoring we had in that first quarter of play. But Morehouse, trying on a trick play on their end of the field, gave Tuskegee some good field position on the drive. They were not able to capitalize on that, but now they have the football as we get set to start the second quarter.
Wouldn't be surprised, Charles, to see Tuskegee try to really establish their running game inside of Morehouse territory. Going into the second quarter, they'd like nothing better than to run some clock, see if they can get their offensive line to really dominate Morehouse.
Indeed, we've seen in the last couple of plays from scrimmage. On the last one, Desmond Leverett able to get some real nice space on that left side of the offensive line. And even with Johnny Morris doing the same thing, they've had a lot of success in that first 15 minutes of play running it that way.
Well, you keep running it until Morehouse stops it. And so Tuskegee really has the advantage of an experienced offensive line that they can run behind. So let's see what the play calls are as they get back to the line of scrimmage.
They flip the field now for the second quarter of action. Tuskegee going right to left, football at the 47-yard line, resting near the left hash mark. 3-0 lead for the Golden Tigers. It's 114th meeting between these two storied institutions. 85th in the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. Bill lines up, pistol. Leverett joins him in the backfield. He'll keep it. He'll work it right side. Second play for the defense. Hard run up the middle, up near the 40-yard line, other end of the football field. And that is a Vibes Restaurant first down for the Golden Tigers.
Once Tuskegee got the seal block on Stephen Singleton of Morehouse as the defensive lineman who was trying to get an angle on that play, it was clear sailing.
And they line up quickly. They go right back at it again. Leverett with a flag coming. He'll work it right side. Creates the contact near the 33-yard line. But let's check the flag.
Flag thrown on the far sideline, as you mentioned. You can see some Tuskegee players pleading with the referee on that side of the field.
Tuskegee going so quickly from the line of scrimmage. See what referee Lou Statement says about this one.
Possession. 12 men on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
That one going against the Morehouse defense. They're trying to shuffle in and out on that quick moving offense of the Golden Tigers. Had too many out there.
We talked about it last weekend, Charles. Tuskegee going to the run game a lot more crisp, getting the play calls in from the sideline. They'll pick up the tempo. Morehouse has to be really paying attention on the defensive line because Tuskegee will run these plays on a quick sequence.
So from the 35-yard line, 1st and 5 for the Golden Tigers after the assessment. Snap, Bill, ball fake Morris with it. Johnny slides past and gets to the second wave, breaks away free in the secondary, tripped up from behind near the 13-yard line. That's the only thing that stopped Johnny from going in there.
Can you say cha-cha slide? Once Morris got to the line of scrimmage, planted, cut back to the inside, did an excellent job of finding space where you thought he might have been stopped for a small gain.
Pick up a 23 on that play by Morris from scrimmage. On the ground now. They'll go Morris looking for some room left side, and Morris pushing the pack near the 10-yard line.
Charles, you notice that Tuskegee has not put the ball in the air on this drive. Confident that they can get some space carved out, especially on that left side of the Morehouse defensive front.
They'll put this football down at the 11-yard line at the left hash mark. Second down and about 7 or 8 here for the Golden Tigers. They can definitely get a first down before touchdown. This time, Bill lines up in the backfield in the pistol alone. 3 receivers to his left. Now they bring on a 4th with a man in motion. They'll run it that way on a pitch out the stiff. Stiff lost the football, had to kind of stop in his tracks to regather and slides out of bounds, and then lost a half yard on that play.
You talk about the playing personality of this Tuskegee offensive line. They will pass block okay, but they love to run block. That time they pulled Stinton from his guard position, got a nice block to the left. Watch number 66, Charles, on this next play. Sean Stinton.
It'll be a third down play for the Golden Tigers. 12:43 remains first half. 3-0 lead. Bill in shotgun. And they'll take a peek toward the sideline as Ronaldo Spivey Jr. joins him in the backfield. Spivey's first spot of duty from the running back position this afternoon. Ball fake. Now they go it on side. Spivey's got the room left side. Trapped up from behind. Trying to get that head of steam up left side. But Ronald Davis, the third, catching up with him. But Spivey inside the 10, down near the 7.
If not for the tackle by Davis, as you accurately called, that could have been a touchdown run. Davis had to make a diving save on that last play.
They'll put him down at the 8. Pick up a 4 on that play by Spivey. So that'll bring on Larkin Ryans for Larkin's second field goal attempt of the ball game. Put this one down at the 15 with a 25-yard effort for Ryans. He's hit from 40 already in this contest.
This is a bit of an angle from the near hash mark.
Taylor holds. He'll get the kick airborne on that. He looks to be on target, and indeed he is. So Ryan's 2 for 2 here in the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic, this time from 20 yards out, and Tuskegee leads it now 6-0 over the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College. Take a break here on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
For more information on Tuskegee University athletics, follow us on all of our social media pages on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Search MyTU Athletics on the social platforms for all of your up-to-the-minute information on Golden Tiger Athletics. Also, visit GoldenTigerSports.com, the official athletics website of Tuskegee University.
Back live here at the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. Larkin Ryans with the second field goal of the first half, and Tuskegee with a 6-0 lead. Mark, they were inside the red zone there. Certainly would have liked to have gotten a 6 instead of the 3, but you take it as you can get it.
Well, absolutely, because it's still just a one-score ball game. Morehouse has got to be feeling very fortunate. They haven't been able to get anything going on offense, but they're only down 6 points.
Meanwhile, Dylan Matthews standing by at field level. Let's go down to Dylan.
Mark, as you can expect after seeing quarterback McClung Bill really trying politic to make Coach James go for it on fourth down there. They ultimately decided to go for the field goal, settle for the field goal. After coming off the field, McClung Bill was like, we got to finish drives. He was yelling that to his own line, said, we got to finish drive, see if they'll be able to do something here and finally for our next offensive possession. But Raekwon Bill, being the leader that he is,
Thank you, Dylan. They go for the field goal instead, and they
Mark,
convert
back
it.
to you.
Thank you, Dylan. Ryans to kick it away now. Line drive kick by Larkin. This will go to the back of the end zone here inside A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium. And the Maroon Tigers will have it on this possession after the touchback. So you heard Dylan's point that what Bill is saying is exactly what we were talking about, is that offense is inside that red zone, but he knows the important thing is to cap off these drives with a touchdown. Got the 3 instead.
Well, you don't want to put too much pressure on your defense if you're Tuskegee. Morehouse has had the ball. I would say the time possession has been almost equal in this first half. Would be surprised if Morehouse went away from their run game based on field position.
Maroon Tigers start this drive from their own 25-yard line. Scott will line up in shotgun. He'll drop it. Looking upfield. Got some time now. Morehouse has him on the bicycle. He'll dance toward the sideline and got out of bounds a couple of yards shy of the first down marker, just in front of the Morehouse bench on the far side of the football field.
We talked about Scott being the leading rusher for Morehouse before the game. That time just making something out of nothing. A credible gain on first down, bring up a 2nd and short.
Got it up to the 32-yard line on that play. So let's pick up 7 on the play. So this time Scott going to go up under center. Golden Tigers packing 5 up front. Holton threatening blitz at the corner. Flag thrown at the line of scrimmage. Only our 2nd penalty of this first half. And legal procedure against the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse. Maroon Tigers came in 5th in the conference in penalties headed into today's ball game. 41 assessments for 307 yards. They've gotten the first 2 of this ball game. So that'll push them back to their own 26-yard line. 10:40 remains first half. 2 field goals by Larkin Ryans. The difference so far, 40 yards and 20 yards away to get Tuskegee to 6-0 lead. Scott on the ground. They slided into the backfield and wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. That's Chase Devon, the sophomore. He had nowhere to go. Good coverage by the Golden Tigers up front.
Morehouse tried to pull Etienne Jackson II, 6'3", 275, the offensive lineman who's trying to circle out and get a block on the corner. Just wasn't able to get there in time, and Tuskegee with a huge play for the loss.
So that'll push him back to the 23-yard line. Loss of 3 on that play. And that'll make it 3rd and long for the Maroon Tigers, exactly where the Golden Tigers want them. Let's call it 3rd and 12. Scott with Devon joining him in the backfield. Scott in the pocket, slings it upfield, got a man behind the coverage coming back to make that catch is Logan, and Logan beat the defense downfield as he was behind the defensive coverage of Cameron Reynolds for the Golden Tigers, and he catches it on the other side of the 50-yard line at the 45.
Logan actually had to slow down, Charles, and come back for that pass that was dangerously close to falling short. Made an excellent adjustment, and Morehouse picks up a huge first down.
Up to the 45-yard line of the Golden Tigers. So big catch there. And Morehouse with a little momentum. That was a 34-yard reception there by Logan on the other end of the field. 1st and 10 for Morehouse. We're at 8:50 remaining in the first half. On the ground, second wave of the defense. Nifty move there by Vaughn. Vaughn stood up, but he got it all the way down to the 40-yard line for Morehouse on that first down carry.
Vaughn showed an excellent burst that time, taking the handoff, getting his shoulder pads low that time, and really 5 yards before he felt contact by Tuskegee. This is a 2nd and short call. Morehouse would like nothing better. This is a team that struggled to run the football, picking up nice chunks on first down.
Yeah, you get the sense that they're starting a fuller rhythm here inside McClung Memorial Stadium. 2nd down and call it a long 3.5. Scott on the ground this time with the ball fake. He'll keep it, and that's the wrong decision. The Golden Tigers all over that play. Charles Davis Jr. from his linebacking spot, the redshirt senior, able to knock down Scott behind the line of scrimmage.
Also credit Malik Moore coming in from his linebacker position for Tuskegee. The penetration that the Golden Tigers have been able to get on the Morehouse offensive line has been the difference in this ball game.
So they'll bring up a long situation here of about, they had it at 3, but now they're going to be pushed back to about 3rd and a full 5. Good surge up front by the Golden Tigers. Scott in shotgun for the Maroon Tigers. He'll take the snap, fires through it underneath with a catch on the comeback route to the tight end, squaring up nicely there. Depending on where they mark it, going to be close to that first down marker. Chain crew already moving ahead initially.
I think they're going to give it to him. You can see the chain to our right already picking it up and sliding it.
Or you could see the one guy, the lead guy, trying to pull it, and the other guy was saying, no, maybe we ought to wait and see if they're going to measure. But the lead guy won out. They moved the chain to the first down for the Maroon Tigers down at the 35-yard line of Tuskegee.
The most sustained drive for Morehouse this afternoon.
Just get ready to say the exact same thing. The deepest penetration here so far. Scott in shotgun, 1st and 10. We're down to 6:50 remaining first half. Tuskegee with a 6-0 lead. Quick hit by Scott. Sidewinding pass there to Vaughn. Vaughn slides it back to the inside. Wrapped up there, but inside of the 30 as he falls down to the 29-yard line.
Scott throws with a sidearm motion or three-quarter motion. Anyway, that time he dropped down almost a underhand throw to the near sideline. Picked up another nice chunk of yards, about 6 yards for the game.
Got enough for the first down. I actually got 11 on that one. Lasted her down to the 29-yard line. So they are moving, quick hitting, and getting good results on that offense now. Beg your pardon, it was 6 on that pickup by Vaughn on the catch there. That's enough for the first. On the ground, Scott's going to keep this one up behind the line of scrimmage. Good defensive work there by Tuskegee on the defense. Stop made there by Kawan Kimber, the sophomore from Fairburn, Georgia.
One thing you notice about Kimber, when he decides to come on the blitz, he gets to the spot. He does not miss tackles.
Oh, good tackle there at the shoestring level there to trip up Miles Scott. So back to the 30.5-yard line is where Morehouse sets now with 5:35 remaining first half.
And back to playing personality, Charles, I would say that we haven't seen many missed tackles by the Tuskegee defense at all this season.
Nice call on that. Agree with that 100%. Third down play here for the Maroon Tigers. They want to keep their drive alive. Golden Tigers trying to snuff it out here. Pressure at the corner. Scott comes sideline and throw this one underneath and well short of the intended receiver, trying to get it out there to Jonathan Porter, but not enough on that because the pressure was heavy by the Golden Tigers. Morehouse here in this situation, Mark, it's like no choice for them but to bring on the field the punting unit. Not a whole lot of production as it relates to their kicking unit. And they'll be set to kick this one away. Sparrow will stand near the 45 to kick it. Slides and now got it airborne. Trying to kick it toward the corner, but it hits the end zone and a touchback. And the Golden Tiger defense had a little bit of break bending there, but they were able to hold on and stop the Maroon Tigers from getting into the end zone.
As you mentioned, punter for Morehouse, Spruill, took a slide step to the right, trying to find space to kick. Tuskegee did an excellent job of avoiding him as he's making the adjustment. That was the most productive offensive drive for Morehouse. It only comes up short. Another great stand by the Tuskegee defense on third down.
Yeah, good call on that. Morehouse got to be encouraged by what they saw there, but got to be disappointed that that didn't result in any points for them. So the Golden Tigers will have the football timeout here inside A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium. It's the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic from Columbus, Georgia, the 85th. And glad you could join us for our coverage on the Golden Tigers Sports Network. Charles Ward, Mark Lassiter, and Dylan Matthews with the call.
And for those of you who have not visited the Morehouse Tuskegee Classic, one thing to be a part of the crowd inside the stadium, there is a crowd outside the stadium that is equal or larger than the one at the game because they come early and stay late. There were some tailgaters here as early as Thursday evening, getting their spots reserved and getting set up for this afternoon's game.
And I've noted as we look at the facility from the broadcast booth where we are, it's down the kind of sits in a little bit of valley. But as you take a look at the riser to our right, the little hill to the right there, you have a packed audience over there. And guess why they're over there? That's where the shade is. They're all in that end zone back there, and a tree line gives them a little bit of shade as they are watching as this football game classic unfolds between two of the most historic HBCUs in the country.
Well, on an 85-degree day, Charles, those aluminum stands can get a little bit warm.
Sure. Yeah, I got a little toasty on the rear. You're right. Right now, Golden Tigers with a 6-0 lead. Orion's from 40 yards away, then 20 yards away to give the Golden Tigers a 6-0 lead. Golden Tigers coming off that win last weekend against the Tigers of Edward Waters, 27-13, where they finally got everything seemingly in sequence with the offense and defense.
Also talking about the stadium, the City Council of Columbus just passed a $1.8 million renovation to this stadium.
That incident maybe have something to do with perhaps going to turf versus the real glass. They go to direct snap there on this play. Turning the corner is Sellers for Tuskegee. And Chase Sellers finally banged out of bounds, but that's after that direct wildcat snap that they do. And Sellers able to run it for the Vibes Restaurant first down.
Sellers picking up where he left off last week in Jacksonville against Edward Waters. He had a tremendous second half. A player who didn't have a lot of action in the first 3 games of the Tuskegee season all of a sudden becomes a feature back.
Got 20 on that play, Mark, up to the 40-yard line. Big play there on that direct snap. They go again. This time they go to Spivey. Spivey turns it back to the inside, switches with the football. He's at the 40. Spivey has his legs cut from under him, but not until he gets down to the 34-yard line, and not until he runs it for a Vibes Restaurant first down for the Golden Tigers.
And once again, you can see Tuskegee's offensive tempo picking up with the running game. They're back to the line of scrimmage, getting the play call, looking for another quick snap hopefully trying to catch Morehouse a little bit unprepared.
Quick hitting play. Spivey found the space in the middle. Football now at the 35-yard line. Direct snap. This is Sellers looking for space again. He'll find it as he takes a look at that wave of the defense of Morehouse. Just picked his way past the front line and got into the secondary.
Who needs a quarterback? 3 consecutive direct snaps for Tuskegee. Very productive plays.
Sure. That one got him down to the 29-yard line. And they continue to move this football.
They're going to run this until Morehouse stops it.
Why not? Sellers, this time it's Spivey right side. Ronaldo slides back to the inside, moving that pack close to the first down marker. Got it down near the 25. Pick up a 4 on that play by Ronaldo. Spivey right side.
Finally, the quarterback, Raekwon Beal for Tuskegee, is jogging onto the field. He's got to be thinking, okay, let me get in on the action here. You all are having too much fun.
3:10 left in this first half of play. 6-0 lead for the Golden Tigers, trying to add more here on a impressive drive after they took the football over. Bill, that quarterback now, he'll take the snap. He'll keep it on the ground. Morris looks for space. Johnny bangs his way left side inside the 20. I'm not going to give him much on that. They've gotten it right back to the line of scrimmage, a half yard at best. This time they go more conventional on a handoff on the inside to Morris.
This is a very important third down call for Tuskegee, Charles.
No gain on that play.
Scoreboard has it as 4th down.
And all they got to do is pick up a yard here to keep that football. They'll go for it here on the 4th. Morris joins Bill in the backfield. Only need about a half yard to keep it. Snap on the ground. Johnny bangs his way ahead, slides to the right side, and I don't think he got there. Good surge up front there by Morehouse. Johnny was in that pocket for just a minute, but they closed it up and slid him toward the Morehouse sideline.
Donovan Parks, the defensive back for Morehouse, was the first player at the point of attack. Got in on the tackle, but according to the spot, it appears they may be giving this to Tuskegee.
Yeah, it looks like they did. And now the officials are going to take a timeout. He was in that hole. They may have given him that progress in that hole when he was there initially, but he was sure pushed out of that hole and sent laterally toward the sideline.
We're sitting at a bit of an angle to the line of scrimmage, but from this vantage point, it looked like Tuskegee might have been a little bit short, but they come up with a first down call.
Hey, they'll take the gift here in Columbus. They'll get the first down call of Bob's Restaurant first down. We'll go to the 2-minute mark here in the first half. Automatic timeout. We'll take a break here as well. Tuskegee leads it 6-0 over the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College. More on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
That looks short, but what do I know?
I love the lake. It's like one of the few places I can just let go and be myself. I really love it here.
So my 6-yard call was off. Huh?
It was a little bit.
I could sense it coming from.
It's okay. You get me one. I'm sure I got one coming too.
Back live here at A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium in Columbus, Georgia. 2 minutes left before the intermission, and band performances here at the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. Bands joined by some of the local high school bands that will be a part of the halftime show as well. And right now, Tuskegee trying to notch another score before we go into the break. They lead it 6-0.
Charles, we haven't seen Raekwon Beal take a deep shot this game, other than the throw to the far corner of the end zone on 1st and 10 from the 24. This would be a nice spot to go deep.
The offense of Tuskegee comes to the football. It's in the middle of the football field at the 24-yard line. Slot is at the bottom of the screen with Brickman and Montreville down there. Shotgun for Bill. And they bring the big motion out of Lee. Bill in the pocket. Fires across the middle. Through a dart there. Catch going to be made there. Sliding down is Kenneth KJ Law with the grab.
Morehouse rolled its safety up just a little bit too close to the line of scrimmage. Bill spotted it, made an intelligent throw to the middle of the field in space, picks up a huge chunk for this first and goal to go.
Got it down to the 6-yard line on a Vibes Restaurant first down. Now, as you reference, Mark, it's first and goal with 1:45 left. First half of play.
You can see Bill's confidence just start to grow every time he drops the pass.
On the ground, Morris looking for some space left side. Now he'll try to turn it back. Runs into nothing but white jerseys. A flag coming in the back of the play. Morris still staying on his feet, but we'll check the flag. Likely comes in where they're trying to catch up with that play in a hold.
Also, you see a Tuskegee lineman, but I can't quite make out the number. He was in the area where the flag was thrown on the far side of the field. Looks like big number 6. Culbreth, the offensive lineman out of Atlanta. He was limping just a bit as he's going back towards the huddle.
Conference with the officials near the 16. Lee Saturn, the referee for the ball game. He'll get the call here.
Snow for holding. Second down.
Say no foul for holding. Was it just not long enough to hold?
No autopsy, no foul.
So it'll remain second now. Their goal, they'll lose the down on that. It's second and goal now down from the 4-yard line.
Tuskegee has Beckford to the near sideline.
One-on-one with Donovan. Snap to Beal. Looks that way. Now checks off right side. Slides a bullet across the back of the end zone, but incomplete. He had Law stretching again across the end zone at the back, but he shot it too far out in front of him. But what a dart there by Bill.
Give credit to the coverage by Donovan, the defensive back for Morehouse, who was racing across the back line just behind the receiver. It was really in decent coverage.
You certainly would like to see Raekwon complete a pass or a touchdown here to just elevate his confidence even more. He has stood strong in that pocket and really get his feet up under him. It's hard-thrown footballs. Like to cap it off here with a touchdown. Third and goal to go from the 4th. Here's the snap. Bill looks end zone across the middle again. This time it's good for the touchdown. He found this guy Brigman on the cross.
Excellent call, Charles. Brigman breaking to the middle of the post on the excellent throw by Beal. Three-step drop once again. Accurate throw, touchdown, Tuskegee.
4-yard touchdown across the middle to Beal. To Brigman from Bill. Brigman. That's his first touchdown grab of the season for Tuskegee. Had 4 catches last week. Big one there for the 6. 1:04 left first half. Tuskegee finds the end zone. Ryan set for the point after. And Larkin with the kick. No doubt about that one. Larkin's true. And Tuskegee extends its lead 13-0 over the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College.
Put a pin in those 3 consecutive running plays on the direct snap that Tuskegee had excellent success with, starting at the 42-yard line, that really keyed this drive.
And you cap that off with what we saw from Bill on those last few plays in that drive. Although he missed on a couple of those pass routes. Man, he looked awfully sharp and strong on the route.
Well, Bill, as you mentioned, the transfer quarterback for Tuskegee, the more he gets in sync with his receivers, he is a different quarterback than he was in game 1 against Grambling. He's now a bit more in rhythm and a lot more accurate.
Golden Tigers lead at 13-0. Timeout on the field. We'll take a break here on the Golden Tigers Sports Network as well. More football just ahead.
Staying up to date on all recommended vaccines is one of the safest preventative care measures available to protect you and your family from disease. Many children and adults that delayed vaccination during the pandemic are still behind schedule. It is crucial that we take steps to get everyone back on track with their routine immunizations. Tuskegee fans, let's all do our part to get back on track. Protect yourself and others by making sure you are up to date on all recommended vaccines, including respiratory virus vaccines. Don't wait. Vaccinate. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM.
"64 seconds left before the intermission. The Golden Tigers wanted to get an extra score before the break, and they got it.
Well, they also wanted to play with a lead. Expect the Golden Tigers defense now to become a little bit more aggressive in their balling. Morehouse has not been able to get anything going on the ground, and Tuskegee's defense is known for its strength at linebacker.
64 seconds left. If you're the Maroon Tigers and Morehouse College, given what you just said, that it's been tough sledding for them in this first half, you try to take a couple shots for it downfield to see if you can get something before the break?
No.
Wow, that was quick.
If I'm Morehouse College, I want to play it safe, get to the locker room, see if they can make some adjustments. With a minute remaining, this is not the time to get too fancy.
Now, remember, on that last drive, they had their deepest penetration of the football game. They just stalled outside of the red zone.
Well, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, though. This will depend upon the return. If Morehouse can get a decent return, let's say beyond the 30-yard line, they could open it up. Anything inside the 30, go conservative.
Ryan's to kick it. He's not even giving the return man any chance. Got one of them to return in the first half, but he's been going deep into the end zone. We'll see if he can push it in there this time to force him from the line of scrimmage. Ryan's to kick. And this one will be a return. Logan fields it at the 10, lost it out of bounds. Squibbs out of bounds near the 12, so that may have answered anything there.
So you know what that means.
Sure.
With that type of field position for Morehouse, I would be very surprised if they decided to pass from this point of the field.
Donovan Logan in the wide out for the Maroon Tigers. A couple of big catches in this first half, but there just bobbled that kick and not able to get a return on it. It was a short enough kick that he could have got some positive yardage, but just not able to field it cleanly.
So you know what it's like when you play shortstop. You have to get down and kind of scoop the ball. That pass, that kick, I should say, was below his knees. Just wasn't able to get a handle on it.
And the difference between catching one from a quarterback, the spiral is coming right at you. This one's knuckling headed toward the surface and just not able to get his arms wrapped up under it. So Scott now will line up in shotgun. Slots either side. They're going to take a look at something downfield. He'll roll right side, throw it underneath and behind the intended receiver, Chase Donovan.
And guess who's covering? Kawan Kimber for Tuskegee was the closest man in coverage.
So that's Chase Devon, Donovan for the Maroon Tigers. That pass intended. And that'll get the clock started at 57 seconds remaining first half. So Morehouse sticking to what they have known true to be in this ball game so far. And in that last contest, they're still throwing the football. Scott, he'll take the snap, nobody handles. Now looks upfield, fires it downfield, got a man behind the coverage. That one goes incomplete. They were trying to dump it in the seams of the defense, but Rossi Grimes out there for the Golden Tigers for Tuskegee.
Morehouse trying to hit Ruggan Quarta right about the 40-yard line, and Rossi Grimes, who was actually in deep coverage anyway from his safety position, just took the opportunity to get a nice free shot in with that shoulder on the sideline.
Sure, he's not going to catch this one, but nobody's looking here. I can get this one in, right? It's all illegal inside the field of play. So that'll bring up a third down here for Morehouse, and they're in jeopardy of getting this football in the hands of the Golden Tigers and Tuskegee. We'll have a chance maybe to punch another in before the break if Morehouse is not successful on this third down and 10. Pressure at the corners. They're going to get now Scott trying to angle his way out of that coverage and finally wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. And they'll fall forward near the 11. Watch the quick timeout here coming by the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee with 41 seconds left. Now, you talk about clock management. That was very good management there by Morehouse in terms of those downs.
So, for Tuskegee, give credit to Jarrell Callbreath, who was the first player in on the quarterback. We've called his name this afternoon. But to your point, Morehouse will be kicking from inside their end zone. So if Tuskegee gets any type of return on this next punt, they have an opportunity to go deep again, see if they can go for the 6, as you mentioned.
Boy, it's just almost an open statement that Morehouse is making, is that we just are not going to run this football. And they're on those 3 and out. They do it so quickly, they don't burn a lot of time on them, and they get the football possibly back to the Golden Tigers. If they get a good rush on this football, could block it, and perhaps a good return. I don't know, asking for a lot, but
so are you calling for a punt block, or are you going for the return? You got to go one way or the other.
Right?
Can't have it both ways.
Well, it looks like they're going to be close to lining up a block. It is what they're setting it up for. Stith will stand back near midfield on a return. Sproul will be in the middle of the end zone. He'll hit it just outside of the end zone on the punt.
My sense is Stith is going to field this, if it's away, somewhere around the 40-yard line.
From the 13, Sproul. They're setting up for a run back there. They're trying to turn it over. Stith's going to try to return it. Got it over the shoulder and bobbled it. Now he's got a fall on it. Tried to pick it up. Can't do it there. Another Morehouse player tries to pick it up, and it looks like it's going to come away and into the hands of Morehouse. Stith over the shoulder, perhaps better served by not touching that football at all, and Morehouse will come away with it. He bobbled it over his shoulder rather than falling on it once it was on the surface. He tried to dive for it, couldn't pick it up, and then Tuskegee with another defender down the field. That was Michael McGuire. He tried to fall on it, but he couldn't get it. And Morehouse comes away with a big play here with 35 seconds left in the first half.
And Stith is just inconsolable on the sideline. Rips his helmet off, comes to the sideline with his head down, knowing that it was his mistake that gives Morehouse this huge possession at the Tuskegee 31-yard line.
He was standing near 44 to receive that kick from Sproul, but Sproul's kick was way deeper than that, way beyond Stith's initial position. So he was trying to run back and do an over the shoulder, as you referenced, and just got a hand on it, and it bounced off the shoulder pad, and it was just a free fall there, and Morehouse comes away with it afterwards. So they all have a crack at it now before intermission. Tuskegee with a 13-0 lead. Miles Scott lines up in shotgun from the 32-yard line. He'll take the snap, looks upfield, fires across the middle. That pass goes incomplete. Was trying to get it to Jonathan Porter on a crossing route. Good defensive effort. Trailing that play was Kawan Kimber for the Golden Tigers.
Kimber, from his linebacker position, he's only listed at 5'11", 205, but he is very nimble in coverage. We've seen it several times this season, Charles. They'll line up Kimber or sometimes on receivers.
Pass goes incomplete. That takes it down to 30 seconds left in the first half. Morehouse, he's sensing from them. They know they got to score. Have not had much luck in terms of field goal kicking. They've only had one attempt at it, and that was 32 yards away by Sproul. So we got to get him a couple more yards before he can try something here. Scott slides left, throws back across the middle, and threw it too far behind Porter, the intended receiver, who was sliding toward the left, as Scott was scrambling that way as well.
The only operative word, too, he was wide open.
Yeah.
Porter catches that ball in stride. There was about 10 yards of smooth sailing in front of him. Just a poorly thrown pass.
But it's what we talk about a lot. Scott, a right-handed quarterback, rolling at that time, and so was Porter on the crossing route. So he had to kind of stop and throw back out behind his body.
Well, I'm not one to criticize style, but he does have somewhat of a funky delivery with that sidearm motion, just not as accurate as you'd like to see him.
I'll give credit on that. You're right. I think I hear you saying that that's not too difficult a pass for him, just based upon the style of his delivery. Fumble on the snap. Scott picks it up. Backside pressure. They tried to rip that football from out of his hands. Not able to do that, but Kimber able to pull him down just past the line of scrimmage.
Kimber's listed as a linebacker. Let's go ahead and change that. He's more of a roving safety because you can put him just about anywhere on the field. That time, he came on the blitz, got a hand on the quarterback, and almost forced a fumble.
Coming up from the back of that play, Scott did a good job after he bobbled the snap and even pick it up in stride and run it ahead. But a timeout taken now here inside A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium. 13-0 Golden Tigers of Tuskegee leading the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College.
I'm going to give another Tuskegee Golden Tiger star to Terrence Mays. He's the defensive lineman out of Detroit, Michigan. Where's number 9, was also in on the quarterback on that play. At 295, you see a player with that type of pursuit, you have to give him a star.
Mays already gotten a star from the conference. He was named second team All SIAC to start the season, but he's doing a good job here in this first half of play at A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium with Tuskegee leading at 13-0. We talked about that defense. A shout out Mays. Also, Jarrell Colbreth, he's second team All Conference. Anthony Scott and Messiah Wells are four up front for that Golden Tiger defense. They have been steady since go one of this 2024 season. So the Golden Tigers now will come on and try to get something before the intermission with a field goal. That'll be Case Kirkland. Kirkland, the freshman.
Golden or maroon?
Oh, Maroon trying the field goal. Don't want him to get anything golden here. Well, they'll put it down at the 46-yard effort by him. I don't think he's got enough leg on that one. No, he pushed it right as well. So they try from 46 on a field goal attempt, but the Golden Tiger defense denies the Maroon Tigers once again before the intermission.
And there's that man again. Kimber was one of the first players in on the kicker trying to defend that last attempt by Morehouse.
So they flirt with a little bit of danger here in this first half of play. On that previous punt, fumbled by Justin Stitt. Morehouse had it about 40 plus seconds left to try to see if they couldn't find the end zone. Not able to do it, so Tuskegee will take it over, and they'll line up in that down formation here just to take a knee and get set to go into the locker room with a 13-0 lead. Neil get things started, and that'll bring us to the end of this first half of play from the 85th annual Tuskegee Morehouse Classic, live from A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium in Columbus, Georgia. Good to be able to say that after 3 years over in Birmingham. It's back in South Georgia now. And at the break, the Golden Tigers lead at 13-0. Promise you more football ahead here on the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
The Tuskegee Athletic Department would like to thank our corporate partners: Alabama Power, Alabama Department of Public Health, Booster Digital Display, The Home Depot, TNT Fireworks, Vibes Restaurant and Lounge, Wind Creek Casino and Hotel, and Zuby's Taco Kitchen. Their support enhances the educational and athletic experiences of all Tuskegee student athletes.
On November 9th, 2024, Tuskegee University will celebrate its 100th homecoming at Cleve Abbott Memorial Stadium. And as a part of that homecoming celebration on the night of November 8th in the Renaissance Hotel in Montgomery, Alabama, it will be the Golden Athletic Celebration with a program that's dynamic, and you'll want to be a part of it. And the person that's responsible for the Golden Athletic Celebration is joining us now. Julius Royals, a 1984 grad of then Tuskegee Institute. Julius, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on there, Charles. It's an honor, and it's a pleasure. You mentioned the Institute, but we bring it on up to the new school, Tuskegee University. Actually, the homecoming is celebrating 100 years, our centennial homecoming. Tuskegee University Athletic present homecoming celebration, as you've spoken, at the Renaissance Hotel in Montgomery, Alabama. And it's that Friday night, November the 8th. Doors open at 8 p.m. We're celebrating one of the most significant homecoming there is on earth. And we're expecting about tens of thousands of alumni returning there, Charles. And I just can't wait just to see, the camaraderie that our Tuskegee family, usually when at homecoming, you've been there covering our homecomings for, several years. And it's exciting to just host this event. And I think to give you a lined up about the centennial celebration, which is sponsored by the athletic department, we're going to have live entertainment, DJ, free food, giveaways, and also we're going to be honoring some of our legacy and our legend coaches. We heard that Comedy will be returning back. Rick Comedy, as you know, he was a dynamic coach there at Tuskegee. And also Coach Willie Slater will be returning. He will also be honored that night.
Yeah, that's going to be a dynamic celebration for the both of them because they were so instrumental in that Tuskegee status as one of the winningest HBCU program in football in the country and the second overall in terms of Division II. So that legacy, those two that you're honoring, are a big part of that. Let's back out a little bit and talk about what your inception was in terms of creating this event. I know it's because of homecoming, but what spurred you to believe that an event like this prior to homecoming on that Saturday would be something that would just energize the entire Tuskegee base?
Well, actually, Charles, I've been doing national events for quite a year. I'm very passionate about my mother, Tuskegee University, and to have the honor and have our awesome athletic director, Reginald Ruffin, to reach out to me on this occasion. He said, Royals, I want to see if you're available to host this event and plan it out. And I couldn't turn it down. It's something that I look forward into doing. And the significant part about it, this attendee celebration will be the first homecoming for our new president, our president and CEO, Dr. Mark Brown, class of '86. And also, it's just one of the things that when you're a part of the Tuskegee family, you can't say no when someone asks you to do something for Mother Tuskegee. And I'm honored, I'm excited about it. And I think it's going to be one to remember in the books.
It seems like our relationship probably goes back 100 years with each other, but we know it doesn't go that far. But as you referenced, you are an alum from Tuskegee, and you just have a passion for that school. And talk about that.
Yes,
for just
indeed.
a second. As an alum of Tuskegee Institute and Tuskegee University now, that runs so deep with almost everybody I've ever met with Tuskegee, just that passion and that love for Mother Tuskegee.
Oh gosh, it goes so back. Coming from, Savannah, my hometown, Savannah, Georgia, and I entered it, when I walked on those campus, you felt that Harlem grounds of so much of history there at Tuskegee. And it was amazing because it's not only that you come to get that education, but you came a part of a family. The students that you meet there while you're attending become a bond. And over the years, it's just someone say it must be in the Kool-Aid, but it's not. It's just a family university that everyone sort of just knit together. As you can see at homecoming, our homecoming there's no other homecoming and celebration because we actually celebrate and tailgate inside our stadium. It's not just on homecoming. It's just any of our games. We are actually, it's a family fair. I would say it's a family reunion.
And part of it this year is going to be at the Renaissance on that Friday night before the game on Saturday. Give us a little bit of the details as it relates to where they can get tickets and how much are the tickets for the Golden Athletic celebration on that Friday night.
Thank you. Actually, you can go to our athletic website and to purchase your tickets. And actually keep in mind that all proceeds go to the athletic department, and the tickets are $135. And like I stated, you're going to go onto athletic website and purchase your ticket. And that event is on November the 8th at 8 a.m. door opened. And hey, we're going to ball and we're going to parlay the Tuskegee way.
Well, we want to make sure we give them the right time now, Julius. I think you said 8 a.m. That'll be a long day if they come here at 8 a.m.
Oh, wow. Well, hey, excuse me. I feel like I'm at homecoming already. It's going to be at 8 p.m. Doors open at 8 p.m. on Friday, November the 8th at the Renaissance Hotel in Montgomery, Alabama. 8 p.m. doors open.
And you referenced Coach Slater being there and Coach Rick Tomaji being honored as a part of that celebration on that Friday night. Just want to get your thoughts about, and you referenced Athletics Director Reginald Ruff, and you referenced the new president, Dr. Mark Brown. Your thoughts about this movement at Tuskegee now, particularly as it relates to athletics. We've just seen so many changes, dynamic changes over the last couple of years. Just seems like that program is really, under the AD's leadership, is just really taking off in a different direction now.
It's amazing, Charles. I can't believe it. I have this new title for our athletic director. I definitely have to give a shout out to him. AD reference, coach reference. He's the hardest working athletic director I have seen, in my era of Tuskegee. And as you stated, there's so much changes, and it's everyone who used to be the laughing stock about the lights, no lights in the stadium. We're getting ready to light up the stadium. The bowl will be light up this year. We will not be lighting it up unless we go into some overtime. Hopefully we don't be in the overtime. We can get that W. But actually the lights will be installed. Like I said, they're in the process of installing the lights as we speak now.
Indeed. You
And
referenced
it's just so much.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. It's just so much. Like you see, if you go around looking at the athletic facility, you see there's improvement all the way around. And hats off to AD Ruffin. Great job. And I'm so excited about our new leadership under the president, Mark Brown. I feel that he's an alum, so he has the passions as well. He's a former Crimson Piper, so I know you'll see more improvement, with our band. And the band has, most bands, college HB band has small, very small these days, but our band numbers has increased, and I think they're going to increase more. Now we have a new leader, Dr. Mark Brown, as president.
Well, you're talking about two outstanding leaders at Tuskegee University, and we thank you for your leadership for bringing in this Golden Athletic Celebration on the 9th of November 8th, just prior to homecoming on that Saturday at November 9th. You can get your tickets from the athletics website, $135 for a night of wonderful entertainment. Julius, thanks so much for your effort in pulling this event together.
Thank you for having me on. It's an honor, and it's a party with a purpose, so come out and join us.
Fans, join the Tuskegee University Athletic Department as they host the Golden Athletic Celebration, a special event in honor of the university's centennial homecoming. The celebration will take place on November 8th, 2024, from 8 p.m. to midnight at the Renaissance Hotel in Montgomery. As part of the historic 100th homecoming, the Golden Athletic Celebration promises to be an unforgettable evening, featuring a live band, DJ, complimentary food, exciting giveaways, door prizes, and an open cash bar. The event will bring together alumni, fans, athletes, and supporters of Tuskegee's rich athletic legacy for a night of entertainment and celebration. Tickets for the celebration are priced at $135 and can be purchased through Tuskegee University Athletics Department website or by scanning the QR code on screen. Join us for a night to remember as we celebrate Tuskegee's athletic heritage and 100 years of excellence.
We are back live here at the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic, the 85th version of this here in Columbus, Georgia. After a 3-year stint over in Birmingham, it's back to its rightful home. McClung Memorial Stadium in Columbus. At the break, Tuskegee leads at 13-0 over the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College. A chance for us in this halftime to divert a little bit from football at Tuskegee University and delve into one of its most successful programs over the last couple of years under the leadership of head coach Gregory Green, and that is the Tuskegee University tennis program. Coach, thanks for spending some time with us at halftime.
Thank you.
Well, I know you are also a former football coach, so you know exactly what's going on at halftime as these teams take the break here at this classic. But let's just talk a little bit about Tuskegee tennis, the defending SIAC champs on the women's side coming into this year's play. Congratulations on a successful year last year.
Yes, thank you very much. We the ladies worked real hard. Now it's over. We got to do it again.
I saw you on the campus a few days ago, and we were talking about that very thing, that it's always a continual cycle. You're in the middle of the season, and once you get out of it, you start looking forward to next year. Talk to us a little bit about what's being done in the off season to get ready for this coming tennis season.
Well, good thing we Tuskegee being the academic school that it is, we was able to bring on a couple more girls that can help us and a couple more guys that can help the program, and going for myself to get better too, going to different camps and learning, and also recruiting players for the upcoming year.
And you know, we go way back for a while, and some early stages of tennis, even down, I think it was Savannah State as well.
State, yep.
Yeah. And as you referenced, it's been an evolution for you as a coach because we were mostly knowing each other as it relates to football.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the evolution of tennis at Tuskegee under your leadership. Not that you're trying to claim anything or toot your own horn, but it's been a really miraculous growth for us.
Oh, man, it's been great. Well, like when I first came to Tuskegee back in 2000, our women won the first championship in almost 30 years. And then we repeated again with the men and the women. And then we repeated again with the men and the women. And at that point, I think we ran off like 3 or 4 championships in a row. Then I left and went to Kentucky State, started doing football again. Then I came back about 4 years ago, and we built the program based off of academics. Really the standard of academics. We got the highest GPA in the conference, men and women. We've been nationally ranked as a scholar program academically with the ITA. And at the same time, we're winning championships. And we win championships with people who look like us. You're not going to see a European team here at Tuskegee University. This is for us, by us, because of us. And we can win with us. The ladies and the guys have shown it, and we're going to continue to do it, build a program. Our goal is to be the first Division II HBCU to win a national championship. That's the goal. The conference is great. That is one of our short-term goals. But the main goal is to be that first HBCU to win at Division II national championship.
It's such a great articulation to say that because that really kind of falls in line with not only your program as it relates to tennis, but it falls in line with the vision of the athletics director, and it certainly falls in line with the vision of President Dr. Mark Brown in terms of what they want to do with this goal.
Oh man, I got 2 guys. I got a CFO and an AD. I mean, I got the best world. I got an AD that knows me because he used to work for me. He was my D-line coach when I was defensive coordinator at Tuskegee. And it's a good thing I took care of him. Right?
There you go, right? Right. Otherwise, we might not be talking to you
at all. He's given me everything I wanted, and with the president, Dr. Morris, she did a great job supporting us too. And now we got another president that feels the same way about athletics and academics. So we fit that mold, that standard that Coach Ruffin is talking about.
So where are we now in the process? I know season's not upon us yet. So what's the prep going on now?
Well, right now, non-conference matches. We just had a few matches up in Montgomery where we played a few teams, and we look good. We look real good. And we just came back from the HBCU championships where our men and women were the number 2 team in Division II that held our own. It was number 2 in that whole tournament. And that tournament was all HBCU. So for us to hold our own like we did, and we beat some Division I programs, quite a few Division I programs. So we're on the right track. We build and we strong, and we keep chipping away, staying on top of the grades. And then we actually got another match this Friday in Montgomery. And we got our first home match the third week of October on that Friday. And that'd be a great opportunity for you guys to come out, bring most people out to our match at 1 o'clock on that Friday. So going forward.
Coach Greg Green, head tennis coach at Tuskegee University men's and women's program, the coach of the year in the SIAC, the women defending SIAC champs getting set to come into this tennis season. Coach, thanks for spending a few minutes with us.
Thank you.
Yeah, Coach Greg Green, glad to see you, Coach.
Thanks.
At the intermission, Tuskegee leading at 13-0 over the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College. We'll step out now and enjoy the Crimson Piper Marching Band, and back with more football just ahead on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Hey, are you fixing the power?
Yep, I'm gonna get the lights back on.
Yeah, my power went out and I have to start level 14 all over again in our game. Yeah, why didn't mine go out?
Well, we have this technology that can stop an outage in its tracks.
Why?
So less people will be affected during the outage.
Why?
So you can make the level 15?
Come on, Brian. Let's go to your house and keep playing.
Good luck, guys.
Golden Tigers fans, don't forget to come out to the Aaron James Coaches Show, live every Monday at 6 p.m. at Vibes Restaurant and Lounge. Join us for an evening of exciting football insight from Tuskegee head coach Aaron James and play-by-play announcer Charles Ward with special guests. Come enjoy great food, drinks, and an inside look at all the action from the gridiron. Be part of the conversation and show your support for our Golden Tigers.
Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College. This guy just can't get enough of himself, waving at himself on camera. None other Mark Lassiter, Charles Moore joining him for the coverage. Dylan Matthews down at sideline. Mark, at the Classic, 13-0 lead for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee at the break.
Two quick observations. I noticed that both teams, Charles, at halftime, neither wanted to go into the locker rooms that are to our left on an 85-degree day. I would imagine that either they are not air-conditioned, but the players were just sitting on the wall behind the left end zone, just kicking back. For the most part, during halftime, they came out for calisthenics, but only spent a few minutes in the locker room for whatever pep talk the coaches gave them.
Yeah, such a nice day here. I don't know if that was by choice or what, something maybe going on in the locker room that prevents them from going inside of there. But always top-notch facilities here at A.J. McClung Memorial, so that's likely out of choice than anything else. But both teams, as you know, just kind of hanging out outside of the locker rooms.
Also got a chance to look at the halftime stats, Charles. One huge difference jumps out at you right at the top. Rushing yards. Morehouse ran it 17 times for 33 yards. Tuskegee had 18 attempts for 152. Now, even though the time of possession is in the favor of Morehouse, that rushing total is really at the advantage of the Golden Tigers.
Talk more about those stats in just a moment, but right now, Dylan Matthews standing by with Coach Aaron James. Dylan.
Charles, Mark, I got Coach here right now. First and in the first half. And then the offense, they started to get it going there towards the end of the second. That touchdown a little bit later towards the second quarter. What do they need to do to keep up with that momentum and what they found towards the end of the first half?
We just got to finish drives. That's it. Just finish drives, get them in the end zone. 3 points is good, but we need 6.
Coach, good luck the rest of the way.
Thank
you. Charles and Mark, back to you.
Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Coach. You heard him hit it on the head. The 3s are good, but the 6s are better, and they got one at the end of that first half on the touchdown to Brickman, his first of the year.
Let's give out a second gold star. We're not talking player of the game just yet, but Kaquan Kimber for Tuskegee had 5 unassisted tackles in that first half. He's listed as a linebacker, but plays more like a rover, a free player all over the field.
Kimber, as you referenced, not a part of the starting rotation, but he gets in there so often. You just sense that he gets as many minutes as he wants during the game. It's such an effective player.
Charles, there are some players on the field that really don't have a position. If you want to put a position next to Kimber's name, just put football player.
Sure, that's it. And that's what you want to call. You know, we talk about the same thing, talk about Rossick Grimes. Those players are just automatic because it just play football at a high level. Playing football is what we're doing here. We're getting set for the second half of it. Golden Tigers of Tuskegee leading at 13-0 over the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College, and the Golden Tigers will have the football first to start the second half of play. Short kick there. This one's going to come up. He fielded on the return. That's Kelly Hearn. Hearn works the left side and got it up to the Kobe Hearn, that is, up near the 30-yard line to start that Golden Tiger offense. So that 178 yards of total offense for the Golden Tigers in that first half. That's a good start for them. They've been averaging right around 330 yards per ball game. That 178 strong, with a lot of that for them coming surprisingly on the ground.
Another surprise, Tuskegee, Charles, only had 9 passing attempts, 5 out of 9, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Beal put the ball in the air a little bit more in the second half.
Snap on the ground. They're going to go to direct snap with that Wildcat again, and turning the corner left side with plenty of space ahead of him. That's Morris. Morris slides back to the inside and works his way inside of the 35 down to the 32-yard line. You had the line judge just following that play down the line just to see if Johnny stepped out of bounds, but he was able to cut it back to the interior to get it inside the 35.
Tuskegee saw something in the first half with the direct snap plays, had 3 consecutive plays on that last scoring drive. They opened up the second half with the same style of play. Beal is in the ball game, but that's a huge chunk bringing up this first down call from the 33 of Morehouse.
Yeah, they go on that direct snap and call it the Wildcat. And then Morris found a peep at the left side and got some room. Big ground gainer for him. He finished with 66 yards in that first half. That's a good first drive for him, a run for him in the second half to add to those numbers. From the 34 now. Bill back in at quarterback. He'll take the snap. Ball fake to Leverett. Bill in the pocket, firing up. Got a man wide open. Easy 6 there for the Golden Tigers. Jonathan Montreville, the senior, wide open. Going just middle of the end zone for the 6.
Give credit to Beal on the ball fake, which throws Tyrese Stanley of Morehouse at about the 10-yard line. Beal makes an excellent throw for the touchdown.
Indeed, standing tall in the pocket. Montreville, nobody within 10 yards of him on the route on the inside. Just the post, and he got it right to the post, the back of the end zone for the 6. Larkins now. Bryan to kick it. He got the kick down, line drive, punch kick there by Larkin. This time he missed it left side. Snap a little bit off there, and forced it pushing to the left on the point after. But Tuskegee scores on the strike from 34 yards away from Von Beal to Jonathan Montreville across the middle for the 6, and they build their lead to 19-0. Let's take a break here from the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic in Columbus, Georgia, on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Aaron James, head coach at the Tuskegee University. Thank you for listening to the Golden Tiger Sports Network. Go TU.
We're back live here at A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium in Columbus, Georgia. Tuskegee, after the intermission, first drive, make it easy with an easy touchdown strike, 35 yards away from Beal to Montreville.
Beal doesn't throw it a lot, but when he does, he speaks very loud with that right arm of his on that last touchdown scoring drive for Tuskegee. Beal is gaining confidence, as you can tell, Charles, from series to series.
Yeah. They made quick work of that series as well. Only a couple of plays in that drive to score to lead it 19-0. 13:51 left, just underway here in the third quarter.
The key for Beal, even though he was only 5 for 9 in the first half, the number that I like the most, 0 interceptions.
Yeah, that's carried over from week to week. The last couple of weeks, he and Roberson combined. It was all Bill last weekend. The week before that, both of them played, but they've carried over with no interceptions over the last 3 ball games. It's exactly the direction they wanted that combo to be working.
And what you can notice is that he's gaining more confidence in Stith and Brigman at the same time, his go-to receivers.
That time on the other end of the catch was Jonathan Montreville for 6. And Tuskegee extends his lead. Brigman already with a touchdown catch in this football game, got his first in the first half of play. Question for the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College is what kind of answer can they provide here in this third? Otherwise, this thing could get one-sided pretty quickly.
Well, if there was any question for Tuskegee, Charles, coming out of the locker room in the second half, you didn't want to have any type of letdown on the defensive side. So on this first series, it's going to tell a lot how Tuskegee is into this ball game.
Kick by Ryan. This one will come down to Logan at the 3. This time he fields it cleanly. Now slides to the middle of the field looking to get to the outside. They force him on the inside, and Logan is tripped up near the 17-yard line. That's where the Maroon Tigers will take over on offense.
First player for Tuskegee sprinting onto the field. Big number 99, Terrence Mays. Now, if Mays can get out in the field first at 295, you know his other defensive mates have to catch up to him.
Sure. Hustling down the field for the Golden Tigers on special teams. So the Maroon Tigers now, after giving up that touchdown to the Golden Tigers on TU's first possession of the second half, they bring their offense back out. First half of play for them. Scott, 6 of 16 for just 74 yards. They'll keep it on the ground. This is where they started this football game. And Stain Martin will run it back to the inside for Morehouse and got it up near the 23-yard line.
Now, Charles, there was nothing there in the middle of the field. That was purely individual effort. He picked up 5 on his own in the middle of that scrum.
I feel you 100%. You're right. There was really nothing there. They just pushed the football up. They'll put it at the 23. Second down effort here for Morehouse. The Golden Tigers got a player trying to hustle off the field. That's Jarrell Colbreth. Colbreth replaced in the lineup by Lance Watkins.
Cobra seemed to have something wrong with his helmet. Came off the field holding it.
Under center. They keep it on the ground and nothing there this time around. They go right back to Martin on the inside, and he's bottled up at the line of scrimmage. Dylan Matthews, he's not bottled up at sidelines. Got something for us, Dylan.
Going back to that offensive touchdown to start this. And then when the offense came off the sideline, they found out that that was the first of the year for the young wide receiver there, Jonathan Jonathan Montreville. And it was a refreshing celebration because quarterback Raquan Bell, after finding out that was his first touchdown of the year, sprayed him with some ice cold water to cool him off. Obviously, he's got the hot hair right now with the offense. Hopefully, maybe getting the ball back here soon. They're going to keep going because Raquan Bell, after that, too, said they are not satisfied and they want to put some more points on the board. So they're going to come out and be aggressive here. And it looks like it's going to happen right now as they get the ball back. Charles and Mark, back to you.
Thank you, Dylan. And you're right. They get the sack on Miles Scott way back near the 13-yard line. So the Maroon Tiger offense backpedals. And that's more momentum for Tuskegee as Justin Stead reports back out onto the football field near the midfield stripe to see if he can't get a good return here. More importantly, can he hang on to the football on the punt?
Well, you know that Stith wants to make up for that mishandled punt late in the second quarter. He's lined up now at about the 49 of Tuskegee to take this next punt that will come from the goal line.
Hey, almost the same scenario we saw on the muff punt for the return. High kick there by Sparrow. Fair catch called for by Stith. He'll squeeze it at the 42-yard line. Good field position for the Golden Tiger offense to start at second possession of the second half. Yeah, you just get the sense that Justin's about one or two plays away from really breaking a big one for that return team for Tuskegee. He's just shown real spurts throughout the year, but just got to get his confidence up a little bit more.
He also showed a lot more respect for the Morehouse punter, lined up at least another 10 yards deeper than he was on the previous punt.
That's what threw him off so badly on the muff when you're absolutely right, just too shallow. So the Golden Tigers now will line up in with Christopher Roberson, the senior at quarterback now. He'll line up in shotgun. So Roberson's first spot of duty here in the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. On the ground, he'll fake it, and the football is loose, and an exchange, and the football over to Morehouse. Isaiah Reeves, a sophomore, falls on it, but that exchange between Roberson and Sellers somehow went awry, and the football just came free.
Now, I'm not one to second guess coaches, but I'm not really understanding that substitution for Beal with the backup quarterback this early in the third quarter.
Well, you know what? Come Monday night, we'll get a chance to ask Coach Aaron James and the Aaron James Coaches Show from Bob's Restaurant. Yeah, interesting at this point in the ball game. Obviously, they've decided that both of these are going to play a lot this season. But here you got an opportunity to just really kind of build that confidence of Bill throughout the floor of this football game. That it's interesting that choice is made now for the substitution. The first half of it doesn't work out so well. It results in a fumble. And the football over to the Maroon Tigers. Scott going to roll it right side. Here comes the pressure. Dumps it out to a man trailing on the play. Good play there by Scott. And on the other end of that catch for the Maroon Tigers, it's Noah Rhodes, the freshman.
Give credit to the Morehouse offensive line. Lance Watkins for Tuskegee was coming hard in on the quarterback. Got picked up by one of the running backs for Morehouse. And as a result, they pick up a sizable chunk on first down.
Football at the 31-yard line now. They'll be about 2 yards shy of a first down. So down at the 31. Devon joins Scott in the backfield. Slots either side for the Maroon Tigers. They're looking for their first score of the ball game. 10 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the third. Movement may have a flag on this play, but no, handoff right side. Sliding up the field is Devon. Devon up near the 25-yard line. Got enough for the Morehouse first down to the 25.
Tuskegee was bringing Javion Miller, linebacker, on the blitz from the left side that time. Miller just overran the play. Morehouse picks up sizable yardage and the first down.
Yeah, they run it right where Miller left. And Devon able to run it for the first. So the football now at the right hash mark, down at the 26-yard line. Scott joined by Devon in the backfield.
As they did last week against Edward Waters, Charles, Tuskegee only running 3 down linemen.
Scott with the snap, looks left, got a man there in the corner near the end zone, lunges for the football and can't come away with it. He was airborne. I don't know why that football was missed, but he had a man there right near the end zone, and it was Curtis Mays, fifth, that was not able to pull that football in.
That ball seemed to hang in the air, though, a extra long amount of time, allowing the Tuskegee defensive backs to recover.
Yeah, I don't think anybody touched it, though. I just think Mays took his eyes off of it. They had what they wanted there. He was open. Pass goes incomplete, so it's second down. We go down to 9:29 left in the third. Morehouse facing second and 10. Whistles at the line of scrimmage. That'll go against Morehouse, we believe. Yeah.
The second procedure penalty we've seen against Morehouse this afternoon.
In a ball game that really has not had a lot of penalties in it.
Offense.
That was only the third.
5-yard penalty. Remains
A stark contrast to the game we had last week in Jacksonville, where Edward Waters played probably one of the most undisciplined halves of football we've seen. They had probably close to 100 yards of penalties in the first half alone.
Indeed. I think they finished at 150 plus in that football game. Couldn't breathe in that one on a flag coming in. And ironically, the 3 flags that have come here this afternoon have all been against Morehouse. So good, clean game by the Golden Tigers thus far. Second down and 15 after the assessment. Scott with the snap, looks to his left, waiting for things to develop. Now slides to his left, going to tuck and run now with some space left side, looking for a block. He'll put his head down, shoulder first. Got it inside of the 20, down near the 17-yard line. Strum pushes him down near the 15, but we'll see where the final mark is after the run.
Tuskegee got pressure in on the quarterback, but Lance Watkins and Messiah Wells just ran into one another at the 35-yard line. Quarterback from Morehouse ran beyond the traffic and got to the far sideline for the first down.
Now they'll put it, looks like they're going to mark it near the 15. This is definitely their deepest penetration of the football game. So they'll have first and goal to go there with 8 minutes, 40 seconds left in the third.
A player we haven't called out this afternoon, Mikhail King for Tuskegee. You can see he still has that right hand wrapped up and from the injury he had from last week.
On the ground, they give it to Devon. He's wrapped up on the inside. May have gotten a yard, not much more, but it's interesting to watch that matchup with King down at the bottom of the screen with Quarter, their best receiver. So we'll see how that matchup plays out. They certainly were set up for a one-on-one on that previous play, but the Maroon Tigers run it instead.
And to give an idea to our listening audience, Michael King's right hand is wrapped. It resembles more of a boxing glove than a football glove that you might see. It's got a bright orange wrap on it. So he's virtually playing with one arm.
And got that interception last weekend down in Jacksonville, even with that big padding on that right arm. But understood that injury was something pre-existing early in the season. And they just got it more heavily bandaged, more taped now than what they had before. Here comes another flag. Likely going against the Maroon Tigers on this one as well.
Morehouse has a weapon in their tight end, Maurice Vinny, 6'4", 225. Vinny on that last play was lined up to the right.
Offense. Number 86.
Vinny a couple of times in this ball game.
Remains. Second out.
And this assessment again against Morehouse. It'll go pushing him back 5 again away from the end zone.
Vinny's probably the largest target.
6'4", 225, and Vinny only a freshman for the Maroon Tigers. This time Scott will go under center. They face a second down and 14. Ball fake. Scott looks, shoves it underarm, trying to go downfield, makes the flag. There was some tripping there near the 2-yard line, and they'll get the flag call. Behind the defense that time was Colby Bell, and trying to catch up with it. It's like Ross Grimes on that play that tripped him up from behind.
Both players were looking back for the football. That's a borderline call, I would say. Just seemed to get their feet tangled up. Morehouse receiver goes down. Tuskegee's penalized.
Defense, number 19.
So the first assessment of the football game against the Golden Tigers will push the football inside of the 5 for Morehouse. And they are in that zone facing a 1st and goal to go. Trailing at 19. I think Tuskegee would like nothing more than to hold them out from this end zone. Scott settles under center. Slides the tight end down the line, fumble the football. He'll have to dive on it there behind the line of scrimmage. So just a miscue on that. Looks like he was trying to start that play to the left side. Started without the football. They unpowell it near the 5. Looks like the mark's going to be back to the 6. And we go to 7:02 and clock remaining here in A.J. McClung Memorial.
Beautiful. Tuskegee players came away with the football, claiming that they had recovered that fumble. The referees on the near sideline were holding a conference, but as it stands, Morehouse retains possession. But that was a dangerous sequence for their offense.
Yeah, he just fumbled it coming out from under center and started at left side. And once they see that football loose, players start slapping at it. Maroon Tigers able to keep it. They lost it down. 2nd and goal to go from the 6 now. Scott surveys, fires back of the end zone, nobody home.
Scott throws a football where the nose of the football is higher. It never comes down on the angle. So to your point about making floaters, his mechanics are such that the ball doesn't have enough pop on it.
Yeah, it almost looks like he's lifting the football up as he's passing it.
Well, you see passes that throw a spiral and it comes nose down. His comes nose up.
Yeah, and almost wonder they have him listed at 6 feet on the roster. That's not a condition of the fact that he's not a very tall quarterback, having to try to adjust to get it over the line of scrimmage. Maybe, but it looks like that's more technique that he's developed over years.
It's mechanics. It definitely is mechanics.
3rd down, goal to go from the 6 now after the incompletion at the back of the end zone. Scott joined by Devon in the backfield. He'll keep it on the ground, but nowhere to go there. Tuskegee all over that play. Just blew that up at the line of scrimmage. And that Golden Tiger defense trying to answer the call there on that 1st and goal to go for the Maroon Tigers. Right now it's going to be 4th down for Morehouse.
We've seen Tuskegee several times this year come on the corner blitz. That time they brought 2 corners and a linebacker. Morehouse did not have a chance of getting that play off.
So Kason Kirkland now, the freshman kicker, will come on and try a field goal. They'll put this down at 17, 27-yard effort by him. And Spurl, the punter, will hold it. Snap at the line of scrimmage. Kick is off to the left by Kirkland. So the Golden Tiger defense holds once again. We check a flag. Officials near the 20-yard line. Don't see any laundry down there.
That play had an odd start to it.
Yeah, Tuskegee did a little shifting defensively.
Offside.
Yeah.
Defense, number 45.
Good call, Mark, because that's kind of what it looked like when they started out. Like they were trying to slide some players down the line, and somebody may have gotten across the line, and the area just got called for it.
But to your point, I never saw a flag on the field. It just every play went off. The kick called no good, and then everyone just stood there for a while.
What's the deal? The deal is they'll get a chance to kick it over. This time they'll put it down at the 12, so 22-yard effort now by Kirkland. So a chance for him to redeem. Snap, placed down, blocked at the line of scrimmage. Tuskegee got in there on it. This time they'll get a chance to pick it up. Bouncing down the field, and he won't let him get a return on that, but Tuskegee blocks that field goal attempted by the Maroon Tigers. He got down the field on the block and headed back the other way, but the defense with Tuskegee holds once again. Second time around, Morehouse had a chance at the field goal, and this time Tuskegee answers with a block.
Give credit to Javion Miller with the scoop and the recovery of that last field goal attempt. Special teams for Tuskegee. Joshua Lee also on the sideline. 2 linebackers being instrumental on that last block kick.
And you know Tuskegee coming into that scenario in terms of the defense coming off there saying, hey, look, let's see if we can hold them and keep this scoreboard where they're not on it in terms of any scores. And they answer big there. Hit deep into their own territory. Morehouse at one point facing a first and goal from the 4. Backpedaled on their own with a couple of penalties, but the defense, when it needed to, got in, got the surge, got the block.
Tuskegee's defense, led by its linebackers, coming into the season as one of the best-rated units in the SIC, would like nothing better than to come away with the shutout. Now, we have a long way to go. We're only 5:27 remaining in the third quarter, but that defense is now thinking about the shutout.
Indeed. And we reference this, that it won't really matter much as it relates to conference standings, what the final score is in this ball game, because you don't have this East-West thing anymore. But every football game now for Tuskegee is a statement game if they want to stay in contention for at least appearing in the championship ball game.
To that point, coming into the season, Charles, we felt that the defense would be the strong point of this team. The only question would be what kind of production they would get offensively with the new quarterback or the shuffled quarterback. With Beal settling in and the offense seeming to get into more and more of the rhythm, Tuskegee overall has to be feeling better about its program.
Be interesting to see actually after this timeout. We have television here as well, so it's an extended timeout. If, in fact, it'll be Bill coming back to take the snaps, or if he'll go with Robertson after the timeout.
Well, after that first snap by Robertson, we can be sure of one thing. He and his center might have practiced a few snaps on the sideline to get in sync, because bringing in a quarterback out of the bullpen, if you will, in the third quarter is a bit of a risky move when you're in sync. You've got the lead. Why would you make a change?
You know, we're in the height of the Major League Baseball playoffs, and, you know, you play baseball, and so did I. And I was a pitcher, started out as I started, but then started in relief. And it's akin to that to some degree for a quarterback coming in at this point in the ball game. Where do I pick up? Am I on full stride coming in under the bullpen? And on that first possession, Robertson was not. This time they're going to go with that Wildcat setup. And they'll put 2 running backs there in the backfield, and on a direct snap, they'll run it straight ahead. And that's Sellers with the football for Tuskegee. Correction, that's Spivey on the carry for the Golden Tigers.
And by going to the Wildcat, Charles, what Tuskegee is saying to Morehouse, we're going to line up and dare you to stop our running game.
Well, they saw it in that first half and did not have an answer for it. This time, Bill makes it back out on the football field. And the QB wearing number 1 will set up in the pistol formation with the slot to the top of to his right. Tuskegee going right to left in this third quarter, which is rapidly evaporating on us. We're at 4:48 remaining. Ball fake. Bill shoots it out in the flats. Garmin on the other end. Toe taps on the sideline and got it at the 33, close to that first down marker, and it looks like it is going to be a Vibes Restaurant first down for the Golden Tigers.
When Beal sets the throw and decides to hit that mid-range pass, that is a beautiful pass he's throwing to the sideline for the completion.
And to your point early on that you observed that he was only taking 2 or 3 step drops, and that's allowing him to really get his footing up under him a lot sooner. Good pass out to Garmin for the first down catch. Garmin's first catch of the ball game. Tuskegee on the ground now. They run it back up in the middle. Good ground game there. Up about a 4 or 5 yard pickup on that play.
I also like the way that Beal is carrying out his ball fake. Even when he hands it off, he's going back and executing the passing motion just to give the defense something extra to look at. A little window dressing, if you will.
No doubt. That's where you want to coach your quarterbacks to do that. Spivey on that carry. Ronaldo got 4 on that play. Kamoko in motion right side, ball fake, Beal, crossing route there to Brigman. Brigman with the grab, past the first down markers, fights his way up near the 48-yard line. They'll forward progress. They'll put him down at the 49. So another Vibes Restaurant first down. Brigman with the catch.
That time Beal on a 2-step drop, very decisive to the far sideline. First down for Tuskegee.
So they'll put it down at the 49. Tuskegee on a drive with 3:18 left in the third. They lead it 19-0. Bill with Spivey joining him in the backfield. Kamoko back there as well. We'll see if he'll break the slide either side of the line. They'll go straight, blocking right side. Bill pumps once, checks off there. Here comes the pressure. Outloads it and out of bounds, just out inside the Morehouse bench. Nobody to go to that time, looking downfield.
Bill had protection, but Morehouse also had excellent coverage deep downfield with 2 safeties at about the 20-yard line.
Bill checking off a couple of times there and then tried to go to the outlet down below, but overshot that one out of bounds. So it'll bring up second down and 10. We're under 3 minutes left in the third. Tuskegee won at 40-28 in Birmingham in last year's Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. On the ground now, left side. Spivey spins ahead. Got it past midfield up to the 48-yard line on the Morehouse end of the football field.
Spivey trying to run behind Kamobi. The fullback, Moby, tripped, and Spivey ran into him, ran right up his back. That could have been a larger gain if Kamobi kept his feet.
Ron Taylor on the football field now for Tuskegee. He has been quiet since that kickoff to start the season. Snap the bill. Looks left. Fires. Got a man there. Catch made there. Nice turn upfield by Beckford. And Beckford with the grab wrapped up immediately short of the first down marker.
Beckford made the catch, and defensive back Donovan, Carlos Donovan from Morehouse, just wouldn't let go. He had him by the ankles right on the sideline. Excellent desperation tackle for Morehouse, bringing up this punting situation for Tuskegee.
First grab of the game for Quran Beckford. And now Tuskegee will punt the football away. And it'll be Porter to stand deep. Really would like to see the Ryans turn this football over. Likely kicking away from Porter. He'll kick it right side, get a good spiral on that one. Yeah, it'll bounce at the 10, headed toward the corner. Another good punt there by Ryans and covered at the 2-yard line by special teams for Tuskegee.
Second time this afternoon, Tuskegee has downed a punt inside the 5.
Oh, I know Larkin's parents, Neil and Lorda, are watching in from Limerick Island, are listening in this afternoon. Got to be happy about what they've heard from their son Lorcan today. A couple of big field goals to get Tuskegee ahead, and a couple of nice punts here to change and flip that field for that Morehouse defense. 1:52 left in the third. Tuskegee leads at 19-0. We'll take a break here on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
I love the lake. It's like one of the few places I can just let go and be myself. I really love it here.
Back live here at A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium in Columbus, Georgia. Tuskegee in the 85th annual Tuskegee Morehouse Classic with a 19-0 lead. A minute 52 left in the third period of play, in an ideal situation for this Golden Tiger defense to be back out on the football field with Morehouse pinned deep in their own territory.
Another ideal situation, Charles. You may want to take a helping of those baked beans behind us. I know you had the halftime interview, but the catering is first class here at A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, they do. They don't spare any expenses in terms of making it a festive atmosphere in terms of the catering and hospitality here. And it's been spot on since we got here. Yeah, I got my beans kind of wrapped up in some foil back here. Take a dive at them after we get done here. We're in a tight booth, so I don't want to get the beans working too much here. Back to live action. This one batted around and intercepted. Looks like Rossi Grimes on the back end of that pick for Tuskegee. Morehouse trying to go quickly on that play, and Rossi Grimes comes up with the play for that Golden Tiger defense.
Ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Grimes, man on the spot. Tuskegee will take over 1st and goal on the interception.
Absolutely. They had him pinned. and knew it was an ideal situation. It's one of those players that we talked about at the beginning of this ball game. Always seems to be around that football.
Well, it's also a sign of Morehouse's lack of confidence in their running game, deciding to throw that deep in their own territory.
Let's see how quickly Tuskegee can make hay of this after the pick by Grimes. That's his first of the year. Johnny Morris coming in doing some high jumps there, trying to get loose. Probably not expecting to get back out on the field that quickly. Bill in the pistol. Morris joins him behind. On the ground, they give it to Morris. Morris on one hand trying to fight inside of the 5-yard line. Just went down to one hand and tried to keep moving forward. 2nd and goal to go now for Tuskegee after the gift with the interception by Rossi Grimes.
One thing you notice about Tuskegee's receivers, Charles, they are not afraid to throw blocks downfield. On that last play, you could see Morehouse's defensive backs just being thrown back off the line of scrimmage. Tuskegee very confident in their run game.
Bill in shotgun, Morris to his left. Bregman in motion, misdirection. Morris, right side, steps one, banged inside the turf there now near the 2-yard line. Just went airborne with his body and got racked sideways.
Morris planted at the 5 and just tried to catapult himself into the end zone, turned sideways, as you mentioned. Great call. Lands at about the 2.
Yeah, they came in, kind of cuffed him right where it was airborne, and knocked him in the side. So that'll be 3rd and goal to go now for Tuskegee. Certainly, probably with a 19-0 lead coming to the end of this 3rd quarter, likely 2-down territory for Tuskegee to score the touchdown. See on this 3rd and goal to go if they can get it on this play. Beal on the ground. Morris slides back to the outside, pushing. Did he get it over? Touchdown, Golden Tigers. Johnny able to stretch it there at the last moment to get the 6.
Well, one thing about Johnny Morris, at only 5'9", first you got to find him, and then you got to tackle him. He ran behind the left side of the Tuskegee front that got a good surge all the way into the end zone, reached out, gave it the extra effort. Another 6 for Tuskegee.
Stetson and Jordan from left side, as you referenced. Johnny able to just sneak through there and come on the other side of the goal line for the touchdown. That's his 4th touchdown of the campaign for the Golden Tigers. 12 seconds left in the 3rd. Tuskegee extends its lead to 25-0.
Looks like they're lining for 2 on this next attempt.
Trying to make up for that missed extra point early on in this football game.
Morris to the right of the quarterback.
And that's Bill. 2-point conversion here. And snap to Bill. Got Morris out there open, shoot to no. Got another man base of the end zone. That's Bregman. Had 2 choices there. Got it to Bregman behind the defense. And Reggie able to catch it for the 2-point conversion.
Excellent call. They had a short post and a medium depth post called to the same side of the field. Bill chose the deeper receiver, makes the conversion of the 2-point play.
Likely Morris will get in if he throws it to him, but he did the sure thing, Bregman behind there for the 2. So Tuskegee adds a 2-point conversion. They extend their lead to 27-0 over the Maroon Tigers. Come to another timeout here. 12 seconds left in the 3rd. Take a break on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
We'll see you there. Fans, join the Tuskegee University Athletic Department as they host the Golden Athletics Celebration, a special event in honor of the university's centennial homecoming. The celebration will take place on November 8th, 2024, from 8 p.m. to midnight at the Renaissance Hotel in Montgomery. As
It's on your screen there. Just ran that spot about the celebration at the Renaissance Hotel as we're back to live action here inside McClung Memorial Stadium here in Columbus, Georgia. 7 seconds left in the 3rd. The kick return was by Logan. Logan got it to the 15, and that's where the Maroon Tigers will start their offense. Tuskegee with a 27-0 lead. Got that last touchdown run by Johnny Morris left side and went for the 2-point conversion, and Bill Brinkman convert that.
Bit of a surprise for Tuskegee's defense. Malik Moore is on the sideline.
Scott at quarterback for the Maroon Tigers. He'll take a snap. Slides it sidearm toward the sideline. Missed on the connection, trying to get it to quarter, just in front of the Tuskegee bench. And Michael King providing the defense for the Golden Tigers. Two all SIAC players engaged in battle there. Our correction, Michael King, first team all-conference player, quarter, turning in some good numbers, likely to be named to that post-SIAC all-conference team with the numbers he's putting up. But this time the pass by Scott thrown out of bounds and incomplete. Final play here of the third quarter. Snap to Scott. Pressure, they'll flush him left side. On his bike, out toward the sideline, tucking and running. Bumped near out of bounds marker, but in the field of play, so no flag thrown on that one. And that'll bring us to the end of the third here at A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium in Columbus. That means we're here for the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. This is the 85th version. Take a time out here with Tuskegee leading at 27-0.
Attention fans, be a part of history by placing an advertisement in the Tuskegee Football 100th Homecoming Game Program. Whether it's a business card size, 3.5 by 2, quarter page, half page, or full page ad, you can showcase your support for our Golden Tigers. Prices start at just $100. For more information, scan the QR code on the screen or visit GoldenTigersports.com. Don't miss out on this special opportunity to celebrate Tuskegee's 100th homecoming.
Back live here at A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium in Columbus, Georgia. Mark, we got to the end of that third quarter. Looks like we had a little extracurricular going on after the play was dead.
Just a bit on special teams. At the exchange of that last punt at the 20-yard line, there was a scrum of about 20 Morehouse and Tuskegee players that were just not happy with the proceedings. It was called offsetting penalties. I was surprised, Charles, that there were no ejections after that. But as it stands, the exchange of possession will stand.
Yeah, we'll go to the other end of the football field to start the fourth, and it will start with Tuskegee leading at 27-0 over the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College. This is the Golden Tiger Sports Network. We're live from the 85th Annual Morehouse Tuskegee Classic, A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium in Columbus, Georgia. Charles Ward, Mark Lassler with the play call, Dylan Matthews down at sideline. At our GTSN studios, Marcus Burnett, Lisa Burnett guiding us through this, and co-producer Malachi Ards here in Columbus as well.
The secret word for the fourth quarter is discipline. You have a very young Morehouse team that has struggled this season, and you have a very aggressive Tuskegee team, a veteran team, that's making a very bold 27-0 statement so far.
Same as what we were talking about last week at the finish of that Edward Waters game, when it was clear Tuskegee was going to win it, but they wanted to finish that ball game in fine fashion without any kind of disruptions in terms of discipline flare-ups. I want to see the same thing here.
I'm sure the coaches for Tuskegee are reminding the players that you have a lead, you've got the shutout. There's no need to pick up any silly penalties in this fourth quarter.
Chance for us as we go into this fourth quarter to really thank the folks here in the Columbus area for the fan participation coming out here. You know, they had this game taken away from them for 3 years when it was in Birmingham, and it has shown here that this fan base is happy that this football game is back in Columbus. Can't wait to get to that tailgate area afterwards. 15 minutes away from that, Tuskegee with a 27-0 lead. Morehouse with the football to start the fourth. They face a 3rd down and 8. The play did count after the infractions called both ways. at the end of the third period. So Scott handled the signal calling and led to believe that they had a couple of quarterbacks that they would go to. Let's coming from the outside. They chase him to the short side of the field. Plays and fires, tapping at the sideline. And they're going to make a catch there. Nice job at tiptoeing at that sideline by Rhodes, the freshman. Airborne laid out and got the feet down for the catch. Line judge coming in following that play. And they caught it right there in front of the Tuskegee bench. Now they're going to gather right there to see if they're going to let that play stand.
DeMarcus Grayson, the linebacker for Tuskegee, had pressure on the quarterback and just simply overran him due to his over-aggressiveness. We'll sort out the penalty call as the officials are huddled up at the 20-yard line. But Tuskegee is continuing to get pressure on the Morehouse quarterback.
We have legal touching on the offense. Player went outside and was forced to touch the pass. There'll be an incomplete pass to downtown. Fourth down.
Who sat making that call, indicating that going out of bounds before that catch was Rhodes. And coming back onto the field of play to be the first one to touch it with the reception. Can't do that. So that pass will be taken off the books, and that will bring on punter Seve Sparrell, the second, to kick it away.
And we'll also bring back Justin Stith for Tuskegee, who is now lined up at about midfield to return this next punt.
Love to see Justin really get a good return here. Certainly know he's not going to underestimate the foot of Sparrell.
Well, Stith just wants to handle it.
Sure.
He's not thinking return.
Handle.
After the first half, he's got to be thinking, let's make the decision on handling the ball and then get to the return.
Coaches, Terrence Mathis, halfway out there on the football field talking to the officials.
But to your point, Charles, this is the third time in this ball game where Morehouse is kicked from their own goal line.
Enabling Tuskegee to have good field position. As Sparrell gets ready to kick it again here. This one he'll hit probably at about the 10. Didn't get its turnover this time. It'll bounce at midfield and head straight out of bounds. Tuskegee sideline more than willing to help the officials determine where that football went out of bounds. And it will go out of bounds at the 49.5, just on the Maroon Tiger side of the football field. Tuskegee welding that offense back out there with Quan Field headed to the huddle. Lead at 27-0, 14:46 remaining. At some point, Mark, you got to be thinking about when the substitutions are going to start taking place in this ball game for Tuskegee.
I'm happy that they're staying with Beal early in the fourth. They experimented with Roberson early in the third quarter, thinking better of it now, especially as Beal's getting to a passing rhythm.
He'll line up in a pistol. Bring the tight end Gilbert left side. He'll run it that way. Second wave of the defense. Nice cut there by Chase Sellers. Sellers to the 45 on the Morehouse end.
Great move, as you mentioned. He planted the right foot right at the 50-yard line, picked up 5 yards on being decisive.
2nd and 5 after the run. It's this tandem of backs with Sellers, Leverett, and Morris continuing to find their rhythm. On the ground again. Sellers wraps up with the football, head down, banging ahead left side. And boy, just willed his way to that marker. Going to be very close to the first down.
Sellers is taking on the role of closer, as he did last week. Had those big runs in Jacksonville in the second half against Edward Waters. Now he's turning out to be the feature back in the fourth quarter this afternoon.
Just shy of the first down marker, about a foot, maybe 2. 3rd down, 3:53 remaining in the football game. Half yard to go for the Bob's Restaurant first down.
We haven't seen Beal run a lot, but he's big enough. If he saw some space in the middle of the field, pick this up on his own.
On the ground, he'll go to Sellers instead. Head down, past him. Yard to gain, got it all the way to the 35 for the Bob's Restaurant first.
One thing you notice about Sellers, he has a quick start. He was like a bullet on the handoff, just disappeared into the line, came out the other side, picked up first.
And that's the one thing you want to see. You want to evaporate that space between that deep handoff in the backfield and getting to the initial line of scrimmage. And he closed that gap real quickly. 1st and 10 from the 35 now. Bill Yeah, ground game, you know it. Sellers, left side this time, fights off one would-be tackler, works it down the sideline. One man to beat, shoulder tackle there after he gets inside of the 15, down to the 12 for another Bob's Restaurant first down.
This is the point in the game where the offensive line of Tuskegee starts to go to work.
Hey, we saw
You can
that
see them
last
coming off the line of scrimmage. Morehouse is just not able to get penetration, and Tuskegee's running backs are getting the ball before contact, about 5 yards.
Starting to step on you there, partner, but you're absolutely right. They're just starting to assert themselves in the line of scrimmage. First and 10 from the 11. Bill, hand off, Sellers, left side, slides back to the interior. It's picking its way in and out on that run. Got 2 on the inside, or 3 on that pickup on the inside. And as you referenced, Mark, this has just been ground attack for Tuskegee, and it's worked its way already inside the red zone to the 8.
We saw the same thing last week when they scored 17 unanswered second half points. The Tuskegee offensive line is the key.
This time, Everett joins Hill in the backfield. Yeah, ball fake. They're going to throw this one. Got a man. That's Brigman behind the defense. Can he stay in? Did he catch it? No. Back of the end zone. Ran out of real estate. Brigman was trying to keep those feet in, just dragging them, but caught it off the field of play.
Brigman working against Joel Jones of Morehouse. Now, Jones is only 5'9", so Brigman was able to go up over him, but couldn't keep that foot in bounds. Made the catch, an excellent catch over his head, but ran out of real estate.
Yep, right there in the base of the end zone. So that'll bring up 3rd and 7 now for the Golden Tigers. Taylor reporting in for passing or receiving responsibilities.
I'm not one to second-guess quarterbacks, but Beal might need to put a little more hot sauce on that throw to the corner of to the back of the end zone.
Yeah, just kind of a line driver if he can. Yeah, that was floated and pushed Brickman off. So Tuskegee now facing the 3rd down and 7 with 11:52 left in this football game. They take a timeout here, obviously knowing that this is the one score, if they can get this touchdown, that will really seal this football game.
And I don't mean for that to be a harsh critique of Beal, because he is really coming on strong, as this is only his 5th start for Tuskegee. You can see that he's getting more and more in sync with this offense. So now he has the opportunity to really learn his receivers individually and what their strengths are and what he needs to do to deliver the ball, especially inside the red zone.
You know, it's interesting. All of it kind of plays together, because when Dillon was talking early on after that missed opportunity when they had to settle for the field goal, Bill came to the sideline saying, hey, we've got to convert. We've got to score in these situations. But to your point overall about this being his 5th start transferring into this program, you just get the sense day by day, week by week, he's really settling in, both as a leader and the quality of his play as well. Because he said early on in preseason, the only way I'm going to get this team to be convinced that I'm the leader that they can get behind is I got to perform.
Well, it's also mutual. The offensive line has got to be feeling, okay, we know we can run block. If we can pass block for our guy, we have trust that he can deliver the ball and put points up. This 27 points for Tuskegee early in the 4th quarter is a nice indicator.
Yeah, they got to be feeling good at this point after that rugged start to start the campaign with the loss of Johnson C. Smith and then the loss to Grambling, and then just coming into that first ball game of the regular season, thinking that they could pull that one off. Now just trying to regroup based upon where they are, knowing that essentially they've got to run the table to be in contention at the end of the year, and doing a good job of it here in this classic.
Running the table is very ambitious.
Well, if you look
but
at
they can. I'm not saying they can't, but I think that for knowing what we know about the head coach of Tuskegee, I think it's a 1 week at a time thing. Let's see if we can get better. One game at a time. We'll see where we are at the end of the year.
No. I agree with you. Said you would try to run the table, but you got to be able to get some help. What I mean by that is you look at the Clark Atlanta, Miles, Albany State. All of those teams have to play each other, so you'll get some help there. But you got to make sure that you win the games that you are supposed to win to be there when all that tumbling starts to fall.
Are you saying you're looking forward to Tuskegee, Clark Atlanta in Atlanta?
Oh, what am I saying? GTSN will be there. Bill, pressure, corner of the end zone. Catch made there. Did he get in? Touchdown, Golden Tigers. I believe that's Montreville again. Check out him coming toward the sideline. Oh, this time it's going to be Beckford. Beckford with the catch there at the sideline.
Beal threw that last touchdown pass with a little more evil intent to it. That was on a rope to the corner of the end zone.
Ron Beckford with the grab for Tuskegee for that touchdown. Beckford with his first touchdown grab of the campaign for the Golden Tigers. That stretches the score to 33-0.
And that's an out route from his own. He threw that from about the 15-yard line. That's an out route about 30 yards in the air.
Yeah, and that was a dart there right at the pylon. Going for two again. Got a man wide open. This is an easy one for Brickman again. Everybody floating to the right side, and Brickman just slides out to the left for the easy two-point conversion.
As Raekwon Beal backpedals to the bench with both hands in the air, waving him like he just doesn't care. Gets a high five from his coach. Tuskegee, 35. Morehouse, nothing.
Yeah, Tuskegee showing that it does care here in the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. They extend the lead. Took another break here with 11:43 remaining on the Golden.
I love the lake. It's like one of the few places I can just let go and be myself. I really love it here.
A lot of joking around happening, and they know they are just 11 minutes and 43 seconds away from their second win, which will be their second win in a row as well. So nothing but good vibes here on the Tuskegee sideline. Still trying to remain focused, though. They want to get that. They want to get the defensive touchdown next. I heard Raekwon Beal as he walked by me said, "Defensive touchdown. That's what we need next." So we'll see if the defense can get that done. But it is all smiles here on the Tuskegee sideline right now, and I'm sure it'll probably remain that way for the rest of the game. Charles and Mark, back to you.
Speaking of good vibes, you're going to have the second week of a Good Vibes Coaches Show, I'm feeling.
Indeed. Bob's Restaurant's the spot on Monday nights in Tuskegee. Come on in. Enjoy some good food and some good Tuskegee football talk. Head coach Aaron James will likely be their second win of the season. And special thanks to Willie Streeter and the team at Bob's Restaurant for hosting the Aaron James Coaches Show back here on Monday at 6 o'clock. On the return, Maroon Tigers get it into the hands of Porter. Robin Porter returns that one past the 20 up to the 21-yard line.
First player down for Tuskegee, Charles Davis Jr., the linebacker. He's only 5'11", 215, but he packs a punch right up at the 22-yard line. Morehouse takes over on offense.
And let's not forget, Mark Lasser, we got to crown our Alabama Power TU play of the day at some point. Tuskegee leading it with 35-0, a lot to choose from. Alabama Power TU play of the day.
A small technicality. Can we give it to more than one play, but in the same series?
Ooh, wow. You're kind of splitting that power up, aren't you? Instead of one big surge, you just...
We'll have an idea.
Okay. Go with your guts on it. I just want to hear what you got at some point. Scott, low snap, but he handles. Pressure by Tuskegee. He unloads across the middle and shoots that one incomplete. 3 gray jerseys closest to that football for the Golden Tiger defense. And Dylan was talking about it down there at sideline. His defense trying to gear up to get their score of the ball game. Almost got it on that pick by Grimes there near the goal line on the interception.
Cameron Reynolds, the defensive back for Tuskegee, was crossing right about the 40-yard line coming towards our broadcast booth. He was the closest player to that last pass.
Yeah, Scott feeling some pressure there. Just unloaded it. Credit that secondary with good coverage. We're down to 11:33 left in the contest. 85th annual Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. Scott with the snap. Got some time. Pass batted at the line of scrimmage. Tuskegee got in there. Good job there at the line of scrimmage. Knocking it down was Caleb Harrell, the junior from Gardendale, Alabama.
Scott was under pressure. Tuskegee had 3 players deep in the Morehouse backfield. You can see the attitude of the Tuskegee defense. They know that they are playing with a sizable lead and just playing with a lot of freedom right now.
Well, you referenced it early on, even before we hit the air, that Morehouse was not able to get its run game in any kind of semblance of continuity, that it was going to be an easy day for that Tuskegee defense. And the later it gets with just them having to abandon a run so early in this ball game, now you get the chance to kind of pad some numbers defensively.
I'm keeping an eye on safety Kobe Mitchell for Tuskegee. He's wearing number 11.
Snap to Scott. Looks right side, fires it upfield. One-hander batted around and almost picked off there by that secondary of Tuskegee. Trying to get it into hands to Quarter on a crossing route. Threw it a little bit high. Quarter had to go airborne, tapped it. And that one goes incomplete.
That ball was almost intercepted by David Thompson Jr., the linebacker for Tuskegee, dropping deep into coverage. He's about 15 yards deep, got a hand on it. Thought he might have gotten it on the rebound. He was chastising himself for not making the pick.
Savage Burrell now on to kick it away. Stiff will stand at the 40 other end of the football field. We're at 11:22 left in the contest.
I know what you're saying, but I ain't reading.
Tuskegee. Chance to get the football back. It was coming at the block, did not get the block there. Instead, over the shoulder catch at the 33, called a fair catch there, though. They'll down him at the 33 to start the offense.
Stith made the signal for the fair catch. Only had one man to beat as Curtis Mays was back trying to tackle him for Morehouse. Stith thinking that if he had been able to elude Mays, he might have been able to pick up another 15 yards on that punt return.
Yeah, it's kind of an after the fact thing. He already signaled that he wanted a fair catch and he saw the ball coming and started assessing. Okay, I can do something with this.
And then he started instinctively running with it.
Now they're going to go with that wildcat formation again, just a direct snap to Leverett, left side. Desmond has his legs stripped from under him, but not before he falls ahead for about 5 yards on that pickup.
So, during the coaches show, you're going to have to ask whether the wildcat is becoming a more used installation for the Tuskegee offense. We've seen at least a dozen plays to run from that formation.
Yeah, we saw it early on. They did it with like a flag coming in on this play, but early on in the season, they were trying to incorporate it into some bad scenarios coming out of it. Likely that situation with Johnny Morris going that pass back to the interior. So they kind of abandoned it for a minute or two, but now seem to be bringing it back full force. We saw it some last weekend, a lot here today as well.
Well, I love to talk about the big boys. Number 73, Jordan Foy, is into the ball game for Tuskegee. 6'5", 350 freshman out of Pleasant Grove, Alabama. 6'5", 350 freshman.
Yeah. You're in Alabama and you get the choice of some pretty sizable players in all of Alabama to choose from. Tuskegee always has. This football is loose on the grass now. Lunging forward is Leverett. I don't know who comes away with this. I know Desmond lost his helmet. Looks like he's got the football.
The two running backs for Tuskegee were just out of sync. They were crossing behind the quarterback on the handoff, seemed to glaze one another. Ball came free. Fortunate for Tuskegee that Morehouse didn't take that possession over in Tuskegee territory.
What you see now is one of the drawbacks of that Wildcat. You got guys back there who are speedy runners, but not so much in terms of used to handling that football the quarterback does.
The Wildcat can get a little wild.
So this time, Robertson at quarterback will line up in the pistol. Joined by Spivey. Movement up front. Robertson going to air it out. Coming back on the route this time. This one's picked off. Threw it underneath, and the pickoff took place by Stanley. Reese Stanley with a pick. Flag coming at the back of that play. Runs it back near the 20-yard line. An injured Golden Tiger down on the far side of the field.
Pass just underthrown by Robertson into double coverage on the far sideline right at midfield. Morehouse returns it for about 20 yards. We'll sort out the injury. Player that was down for Tuskegee appears to be up and walking back to the near sideline very slowly. But a throw that Robertson would want to have back.
Well, they're going to get a chance for the replay because they threw the flag. It was a late flag, but it was definitely offsides by Morehouse. So I think Tuskegee knew that it had a free play on its hands when Robertson threw it downfield. You did not see the flag come in, but you saw that play stop momentarily as players were at the line of scrimmage going, surely they're going to get this guy for offsides. Right?
It's a 5-yard penalty. Come on.
Okay. Satrin probably a little bit upset over his crew there. Let's just get it marked and get play going. Well, first we've heard of that. Gotta always remember you're mic'd. Robertson, he'll take a drop. Got some space right side if he decides to run. He'll tuck and run back to the inside. Slides up near the 38-yard line. Got a lot of that back for the Golden Tigers on the run.
Excellent pursuit by Luca Chuyos from Morehouse. The defensive lineman was chasing from behind the quarterback Robertson, got a hand on him. That stop short of the first down.
We go down to 9:22 clock running here at A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium. Perfect day coming to a close here in Columbus on the 85th annual. And a city that's happy to welcome the return as a snap to Ryan with the kick. Got some air under that one. Fair catch called for over the shoulder and made by Jonathan Porter. So that's one of Ryan's better punts on the day. Drove that one all the way back to the 20-yard line. Able to get plenty of air on that. Got the spiral going on that one.
I'd expect Aaron James at this point in the game. There's a flag on the field at about the 30-yard line. I wouldn't be surprised to see him start to work in some of his reserves late in this fourth quarter.
And to your point, kind of halfway saw it with that Wildcat offense in terms of getting the quarterbacks out of there, at least for the moment. Try to burn some time with just run plays with the running crew there. But likely you're not going to be able to close it out that way because you just see so much chaos in terms of the runners all in there trying to get that football out of that Wildcat situation. Just want a little bit more control from the quarterback in that situation, but to burn that time off the clock.
Well, what Tuskegee was trying to do, Charles, they were running the Wildcat, but they had the two running backs crossing on the handoff. That was a bit of a risky play.
Sure. Scott, he'll take a snap. Here comes the pressure. He'll spin and work his way out of that. Now toward the sideline, just floated it out of bounds. Way beyond the Tuskegee bench. It's been a long day for Miles Scott. Tuskegee has had him on the run most of this football game.
Tuskegee started out bringing pressure against Scott, and they have been relentless all afternoon, getting players into the backfield. Again, Tuskegee loves the corner blitz. They love to bring their linebackers from a lot of different angles, and Scott has been confused by the formations.
Second down and 10 for Morehouse. We're under 9 minutes remaining. Comeback route there to Quarter. Quarter with the catch. Wrapped up immediately by that swarming Tuskegee defense. And boy, just to your point, Mark, you see that even on that comeback route to Quarter, Tuskegee right there because they're not worried about the run at all. They're just spacing, seeing where their football's going, and just running right to that point of attack.
Also, give credit to the Golden Tigers on their pursuit all afternoon. There were 3 players in on that tackle.
That one went for 4, so that'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for Morehouse. Reminder that we are in Jackson, Tennessee next weekend. We battle with the Dragons of Lane College at Lane Field. Kickoff of that ball game is 2 p.m. We'll be there with coverage on the Golden Tiger Sports Network. And guess what? You know why we'll be there. As Scott fires and threw one incomplete near the 45. We'll be there because TU, we got you.
Cameron Reynolds for Tuskegee was running with the Morehouse receiver, Anthony Hubbard. Both players had their back to the quarterback, and if Reynolds managed to turn around just a hair sooner, he may have had a pick of his own.
Yeah, no question. Yeah, that ball, those balls by Scott are just kind of sitting there right for an opportunity for a close on a defender. So now it'll be Sparrow to punt it away. And a high but short kick by Sparrow. Tuskegee will let it bounce. It rolls upfield a little bit. Goes out of bounds near the 34. So Tuskegee once again on offense. Looks like we're going to see Malik Davis coming in at quarterback, the grad student from Apopka, Florida. Transferred into Tuskegee from Gardner-Webb. Only one pass completion by Davis on the season, 1 of 3 for 30 yards. So Tuskegee go to 2-3 on the season. More importantly, to 2-1 in SIAC play as we survey the games from the conference that are taking place this weekend. Of course, Tuskegee here. Then you got Savannah State at Clark Atlanta. It'll be interesting to see what the outcome of that ball game was. Wharton Valley meets Edward Waters in play this afternoon as well. All those games starting at 1. And on the ground, Tuskegee, they got it in the hands of Leverett. Leverett bounced out of bounds on the Tuskegee end of the floor, or field that is, runs it out of bounds near the, like they're going to put him out near the 37.
Charles, I know players like to have their legs as free as possible, but quarterback Malik Davis has both of his knees exposed as he has his pants pulled up almost to thigh level, giving him the freedom, but I worry about the protection of those knees.
Yeah, good call. Sliding down the line now. They go to the tight end. Quick hit pass out to Garmin. Garmin with the catch, but wrapped up immediately. It's wrapped up at the sideline by Joel Jones.
Someone needs to come up with a uniform innovation that will give freedom to the skilled players so they can bend, but also give protection to their knees. Garmin also, with his pants above the knee level, no protection.
Yeah, if you survey all the skilled people for Tuskegee, that's the way that most of them are wearing it. On the ground, football comes out of there, but Leverett was already down. Look at Beckford, the wide out at the top. Beckford already with a touchdown catch. His pants are way up above his knees as well. Sellers just back out on the football field. He wears ears up there, so it seems to be the prevailing trend now. Yeah, back when I was playing, they wouldn't even let you do that rule-wise. You had to have them covered.
Was that before or after the leather helmets?
Wow. So we go there now, right? Got all the way to the 4th with 6:21 left, and now here they come. Second down and 11 for Tuskegee. Davis, a quick pass out the flats, catch made there at the corner. Nicely done on the grab by Kenneth K.J. Law. And Law with a good grab and tried to run it after catch with a couple of stutter steps and got it up to the 48.
I like the throw in rhythm by Malik Davis. Took a 3-step drop, looked to the sideline, very decisive, made an accurate throw, picked up a nice little chunk of yards.
Yeah, hadn't seen him very much at all this season, but showing some fundamentals in terms of touch on those passes so far.
At this point, for your third-string quarterback, it's do no harm time.
Indeed.
Get in, run the offense, take care of the football.
Yeah, you almost get the sense that Roberson kind of got passed over in this situation, just given that one pass that he did have to attempt at and threw it so well short. There's another dart there by Davis. Catch in stride after And a good run after that catch. It's like that's Taylor with the grab. So Karan Taylor, after having only one catch for 15 yards and one touchdown, gets enough to gets a reception here. He's been quiet since that first ball game.
He's also not a big target. Karan Taylor is only 5'9", 175. So to make an accurate throw to Taylor breaking across the middle, you have to have extra accuracy.
Davis. He'll set in the pistol. Around 4:40 remaining. Sliding the line as Desi Morgan Jr. Go on the ground. Sellers wraps up with it and creates the contact left side. Sellers with the head down just bangs his way down to the 35.
Nothing fancy for Tuskegee. They're keeping these plays, running plays, in between the hash marks, keeping the clock running. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far from Roberson, showing the ability to run the offense efficiently. They're, again, at the line of scrimmage with the entire offense looking to the sideline for the play call. Roberson hands on hips. Now comes behind center.
We're down to 4:05 remaining. Tuskegee with a 35-0 lead. And a lot of reserve players out there for the Golden Tigers, including Davis in at quarterback. And he'll bring the tight end. That's King sliding the line. On the ground, Sellers, nice stutter step at the line of scrimmage, slides to his right. You got a big gainer out of that as a result. Hit at the line of scrimmage and forced away for about 4 more on the right side, making it a respectable third down for Tuskegee.
Give credit to Sean Johnson, the linebacker from Morehouse. That runner by the ankles did not let go. He was the last player between Tuskegee and another first down.
Yeah, just the quick stutter steps by Sellers at the line, just so effective. Just kind of getting that defensive player just a little bit off rhythm. Third down coming here. 3rd and 5 for the Golden Tigers. We'll see if they get another Vouch Restaurant first down. Reserve quarterback Davis, he'll ball fake. Going one-on-one, a shoot out there down the other end of the field. Lunging for the catch. Down at the 5-yard line. That's Beckford again. Beckford in a one-on-one, able to defeat the defender.
Malik Davis threw that ball to a spot.
Beckford went to the spot, went airborne, and got it for the Golden Tigers. Beckford with the touchdown grab on the previous drive just at the pylon. That time stretches the body and gets Tuskegee inside the red zone for another Vibes Restaurant first down and a couple yards away from another touchdown.
For your third-string quarterback to throw a timing route that deep downfield, that's something the coaches will take note of in the film session.
Absolutely. That's all you can do is when you get the opportunity to do the thing. On the ground, Sellers trying to do the thing left side. This time bounced out of there by that Maroon Tiger defense. You referenced Chase Sellers. He's come in this second half and really helped establish that run game for the Golden Tigers even more.
The thing you got to love about the Golden Tigers, Charles, is their depth at running back, and also the idea that you don't see many of the running backs get thrown for a loss. They're always leaning forward.
We come to the 2-minute timeout here at the end of this football game. Tuskegee leading at 35-0. That play by Quavon Beckford really may be one of our strong contenders for that Alabama Power TU play of the day, although it doesn't really have a big impact on the final score. Nicely done on the grab and pass from Davis.
I like that idea, but I'm going to put my nomination for the play of the game with a little bit of an S in parenthesis around it to the 3 plays run out of the Wildcat formation that Tuskegee ran in the first half that really changed the momentum of this game in that scoring drive.
Absolutely. Can't not argue with that. That's a nice choice. And you're right. It was that series of plays back to back to back that really spurred that Tuskegee offense to push them down for that score.
It also gave Morehouse something extra to think about because now you don't know what they had prepared for Tuskegee. They knew the running game was strong, but they didn't possibly prepare for the Wildcat game.
And you think about it, what happened after that sequence of those runs out of that Wildcat, and immediately Bill came in and just threw that dart for the touchdown at the back of the end zone because they had him so far back on the heels. When Bill came in, they didn't know how to react.
I had an English teacher in high school named Mr. McClung, and he always stressed with us one thing: variety in sentence structure. And so what Tuskegee has managed to do on offense is show a lot of variety in how they're structured.
Nice call. So Mr. McCullough taught you well, huh?
Mr. McCullough, he used to make us stand up to answer questions in class, too. So you know you had to have your stuff right. if you had to stand because the whole class was looking at you.
You made it out of the class, I assume.
I made it out, and probably one of the best teachers I ever had in my entire educational career. Mr. McCullough, 8th grade, Louis Pasteur Junior High School in Little Neck, New York.
All right. Shout outs. Always that one instructor you remember your entire life.
There's always that one.
Yeah. 2-minute marker here left in this Tuskegee Morehouse Classic from McClung Memorial Stadium in Columbus, Georgia. Glad you've been with us all day for our coverage on the Golden Tigers Sports Network. Malik Davis, he'll take the snap. Short drop, floater to the corner of the end zone. Garmin one-on-one comes back for the football. Garmin, he's in for the touchdown.
Garmin spotted the ball in the air, made the adjustment, came back for it, makes the catch for the touchdown.
How about the throw by Davis? Put it back in the field of play, knowing the defender had his back turned, and threw it short to Garmin intentionally for him to regain and come back upfield for the catch.
Well, the popular term for that is back shoulder throw, and Garmin just came back for it and got up, made the catch.
We saw Beckford do it on the play to get him inside the red zone. That time Garmin went airborne in the end zone for the touchdown for the Golden Tigers.
Karan Taylor onto the field late for Tuskegee. He's the holder on this next PAT.
Garmin good for his first touchdown of the season. Snap, got it airborne, and Larkin Ryans, he is true to form on the point air. Tuskegee with 1:55 left. They did exactly what they wanted to do. Talking to Coach James after the coaches show on Monday. We didn't talk about this on air, but we were just kind of talking about it and saying, Coach, I know your intention is to try to go in there and put up as many points as you can in this ball game against Morehouse, just to really solidify the confidence of the offense coming after the win against Edward Waters.
So coming to this game, Charles, we knew that Morehouse had a fatal flaw. They could not run the football. On the Tuskegee sideline, it's going to be interesting to see how they evaluate this game and critique their own performance, because they've shown the ability to play savage defense, shutting out Morehouse. Anytime you get a shutout, I don't care who it is. It could be Little Sisters of the Poor. 42-0 is 42-0. Now the challenge is, can Tuskegee continue to build on this momentum, and what type of team do we really have here in Tuskegee, Alabama?
That's a good call because of the start. Now you have back-to-back wins against Edward Waters, now against Morehouse, and facing Lane College next weekend up in Jackson. That's no giveaway because Lane picked up a ball game earlier this year that they were not expected to win.
You know, I had some alternate theme music before this game, and I was going to go old school hip hop with Kool Moe Dee's "How You Like Me Now," and I think Tuskegee goes into week 6 thinking, "How You Like Me Now."
That's not bad. Might lead in to the coaches show with that on Monday, because that's going to be the question. Because there were so many lingering conversations early on about where this team was going, and with a couple of early losses, became even more pronounced. But over the last 2 ball games, Tuskegee peeling into that question about, hey, how do you like me now?
Well, we talked about this program overall. Tuskegee has a proud winning tradition, and 0-3 is not a familiar place for any of the alumni. And I'm sure that Coach Aaron James is feeling like, okay, we're starting to right the ship, and now where do we go from here?
Well, we definitely know we're going into Jackson, Tennessee next weekend. We know we're going up against Lane College in that football game. And that's going to be a tough sled up there in Jackson, because they always play tough at Lane Field. Scheduling-wise, after Lane, then it's Kentucky State. That ball game at home. It'll be Military Appreciation Day at Tuskegee, at Albert Stadium. And some special activities designed around that. You'll be hearing more about that as the press releases come out from Tuskegee about that Military Appreciation Day, in conjunction with the city of Tuskegee, taking place at historic Moulton Field in the city of Tuskegee, Alabama. Ryan set to kick it now for Tuskegee. Just under 2 minutes remaining. This one's going to come down and be fielded at the 7-yard line. Left side, and bang to the surface. On the return, that's Cameron Gates. Gates on the return, short side of the field. Morehouse with football. Tuskegee now just trying to clean it up as your reference mark. No discipline issues flaring up here. That's less than 2 minutes remaining. And no big plays by that defense given up to the Morehouse offense. But right now you're going to have some substitutions out there in that defense. And sometimes people cannot know where they need to be by virtue of not having a lot of playing time. See if you can just hold things together to maintain this shutout against the Maroon Tigers. Scott with the snap. They'll go on the ground. Carry that time on the inside by Jaden Jones. And it looks like Morehouse is actually throwing in the flag here on that play just to get the clock started. A rare run by them on the inside.
You can see the Tuskegee defense very animated, some dancing to the Morehouse marching Maroon Tiger band in between plays. But I would be very surprised, Charles, if Morehouse did throw this ball. They just want to get out of here, get on the bus, and go home.
Sure. 42-0. They trail. Scott going to step up in the pocket. They'll flush him right side. He's been on the run pretty much all day long. Slides down there. Positive gain on the play of about 4 for Miles Scott. And first-year head coach Terrence Mathis at Morehouse. They're going to go to 1-5 and 1-3 in SIAC play. And you made the reference to the fact that there's a lot of discussion about the program talking about going to a different level or a different. But there's some more fundamental issues that Morehouse has got to deal with if they're even considering something like that.
Well, you've got to give Terrence Mathis 5 years because sometimes HBCUs can be a little impatient with their pro imports.
You can ask Morehouse about that last year. First-year head coach leave after just one season at Morehouse, and a Morehouse alum at that.
You know, it can be done if an institution is serious and invests in the infrastructure around these coaches. But Terrence Mathis cannot be considered as a miracle worker. Morehouse, as we talked about at the beginning of this game, the last 2 seasons, 1-9, 1-9. So in order to turn this program around, it's going to take a lot more than just talk.
Had a lot of showing done by the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee done this afternoon. They win at 42-0 over the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College in the 85th annual Tuskegee Morehouse Classic down in Columbus, Georgia. Great showing by head coach Aaron James and the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. Trying to see if we can't get our Dylan Matthews to get a word with Coach James after the big win here over the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College. And Tuskegee will go to 2-3 on the season after the win and 2-1 in SIAC play. Our Dylan Matthews is standing by near the 40-yard line. Dylan. He's working his way toward Coach James. Not quite there yet. Dylan doing that slow walk out onto the football field.
Well, both teams are involved in the post-game huddle, which is a great show of sportsmanship as the entire units are congratulating one another for the effort.
And here, I believe they do have kind of a post-game show because it's a classic. They do make some awards. I think they give MVP player and team trophies and the like. In a ball game that played here at A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium. As A.O. Drew hands us some final stats from this football game. And while we wait for Dylan to get to Coach James, I think he's getting close to him right now. Coach James with his back turned to him, but now he catches up with him now. Let's go down to Dylan and head coach Aaron James.
Here with Coach James, post game after a huge 42-0 win over Morehouse in the 85th, again, technically 88th, Morehouse Tuskegee Classic. Coach, first and foremost, offense really picked it up in the second half. Defense kept that same intensity they had in the first half. What does it mean? And obviously, second win in a row. What does it mean to get a win like this, and how can that help a big win like this? How can that build up the confidence and keep this momentum moving forward?
I mean, it's big for us. We built off the win from last weekend, and we just came out, like you said, defense played lights out. I mean, they played lights out. Offense came out and sputtered a little bit, but we got everything back together in the second half. So, I mean, we came out, and you see the score, 42-0, and I preached this last night, and I saw it. And I told him, hey, we winning we're gonna put 40 points up and with a goose egg. So it happened, and I'm blessed that being in this position. How you start is how you finish.
Not only is he a great football coach, but he's a prophet as well. He knew this 40 burger was coming. Coach, I got to ask you about this too. You just mentioned it, 42-0. Offense has a big game. Defense has a big game. Got a turnover for you. What does it mean to do it? Not only do all those things that I just mentioned, second win in a row, as I mentioned, but you do it on this stage, in this stadium, in this game.
Hey, it's good to come back in the 85th Classic, Granddaddy of them all. I played in the stadium back in the days, and nothing has changed. Like I told the kids, even the locker room is still small. So, we got all that out the head at the beginning of the game, and we just came out and focused up and played some ball. So I'm like I said, I'm blessed to be in a position to be 2-0.
Coach, congratulations on the huge win. Keep them coming.
Thank you.
Charles and Mark, back to you.
All right, thank you, Dylan. And thanks to head coach Aaron James. Post-game thoughts of Coach James. He talked about it, that he envisioned that they were going to go 40 points plus in this ball game, and indeed they do. They win at 42-0 over the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College. And Mark, as we look at some of these stats from this football game, just impressive all over for the Golden Tigers.
I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible. Tuskegee outrushed Morehouse by 200 yards. The time of possession, which was actually pretty close. Tuskegee had the ball 31 minutes. Morehouse had it 26. Morehouse ran 56 plays for 144 yards. Tuskegee, now you're sitting down, ran 60 plays for a total of 401 yards. So we talked about offense being the key to this team since game one. We know the defense is there for Tuskegee. If the offense can develop some consistency, we're about to have some fun.
Hey, 401 yards. Yeah, you can have some fun with that. Notable also for Tuskegee, had 148 yards in the air in this football game. And with Bill going 7 of 12 for 67 yards, 3 touchdown passes by him. And impressive coming off the bench in the latter parts of the ball game. Malik Davis, 5 of 5 for 57 yards and a touchdown throw by him to finish things up. So all aces there for Tuskegee as it relates to that duo passing core. Another thing I want to point out, too, here, Mark, is this is the first time we've had a Tuskegee rusher to rush over 100 yards in a ball game. Johnny Morris finishing the day with 107 yards and a touchdown run for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee.
And we'd be remiss if we didn't mention Kaquan Kimber finished the game with 7 unassisted tackles.
Absolutely. Led that. And then we referenced about Kimber. He's just one of those players that just shows up all over the football field. Quick scoring summary. Ryan's from 32 yards out on a field goal. Then he got another one from 18. Brigman on the 2-yard pass from Bill to score in the second quarter. Then Montrevel on a 33-yard touchdown strike from Bill. He got in the scoring column. Johnny Morris got in with a 2-yard rushing touchdown. They went for 2. Brigman caught that one to increase the score in the fourth. It was Beckford with an 8-yard pass, a dart thrown at the pylon by Bill to get him across for his touchdown. And they finished it up with the pass from Davis to Garman 3 yards away, the scoring for the Golden Tigers. And down at field level, it's the Golden Tigers and head coach, the president of Tuskegee University, along with head coach Aaron James, Dr. Mark Brown, holding up his first Tuskegee University Morehouse Classic in Columbus trophy, as the trophy makes its way up the road to Tuskegee University. Congratulations to Coach Brown and to head coach Aaron James for bringing the hardware home here in the 85th annual Tuskegee Morehouse Classic live from Columbus, Georgia, and the A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium. Glad to have the coverage here on Golden Tiger Sports Network. Mark, as usual, great coverage of this ball game by you with the game analysis.
Great to be with you. Looking forward to next week in Lane, Tennessee.
Dylan Matthews, field level, so much thanks for your work down there, Dylan, as well, and in our studios, Lisa Burnett, Marcus Burnett handling our production, and at field level, Malachi Ards with the assist as well. Special thanks to President Dr. Mark Brown, President of Tuskegee University, Chief Operating Officer Dr. Rolandis Rice, Director of Athletics Reginald Ruffin. Deborah Rogers saw her today here in this press box area, Deputy Chief Athletics Director at Tuskegee, Tanya Lee and Stefan Smith in Marketing Communications, and Jordan Benson, one of the hardest working SIDs in the SIAC. And Nick Brown, didn't get a chance to see Nick on this trip, but I know he's around here someday. He's responsible for game day operations and a lot more for the Golden Tigers athletics program. And to Members of our team, once again, Mark Lassiter here, Simone Stanley away from us, but subbing in nicely this afternoon, Dylan Matthews from field level. Charles Moore saying thanks so much for joining us. Reminder that we're in Jackson, Tennessee next weekend at Lane Field, 2 o'clock start when the Golden Tigers take it on the road to try to punch it to a 3-game back-to-back wins to try to go to 3-3 on the season if they can beat the Dragons of Lane College next weekend. Kickoff at 2 o'clock. We'll be here with the GTSN pregame show at 1:45. Please make your plans to join us on GTSN. Until then, this has been a production of the Golden Tigers Sports Network.